down on a beam. Locked in like a beam.
When you're in a pinch and need a meal fast, turn to your local Super One Foods. Whether it be wings and dip for watching the big game, or simply a delicious healthy meal that's sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family, we have you covered with convenient grab-and-go food options, all at the affordable prices you've come to expect. So leave the cooking to us and stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
With me today,
We're gonna have a good time.
You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account.
Oh my gosh! Specific answer.
They're learning quick.
Can we Google it?
Whatever.
Okay.
All business
He's a quick
assets.
study.
There's so many words I want to say. Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Welcome to the University of Wisconsin-Superior, known for top academics and a close-knit, supportive community in a region renowned for its natural beauty. Our campus sits just minutes from the western tip of Lake Superior, the largest freshwater lake in the world. It's a superior place to be. Come on, let me show you around. We'll start our tour here in the Yellow Jacket Union, the hub of campus. Here, students can study, play a game of pool, chill by the fireplace, or grab a bite to eat at one of our various dining options. Whatever you're hungry for, you'll find it here. The flags here represent our international students who make up 10% of our student body. At UW Superior, you'll make friends from all around the world. Right outside the Yellow Jacket Union is the Quad, with our two oldest buildings, Old Main and Erlandson Hall, on the other side. When the weather's nice, you'll always see students hanging out here, studying, or meeting up with friends.
And now, I'm going to show you Swenson Hall, a popular place for students to come out and study. It's open 24 hours a day for those who get their best work done late at night. With a 14:1 student-to-teacher ratio, most of your classes will be in rooms like this, with professors that know you by name and are happy to work with you. Swenson is also home to our writing center and the new esports lab, where club and varsity gaming teams practice and compete, and students can enjoy open rec hours. Here we are in Barstow, home to our natural sciences department, where students participate in hands-on research alongside faculty. The Holden Fine Arts Building is home to our outstanding visual arts and music departments here on campus. Here you'll find art studios and galleries, and the Mannion Theater, a great place to catch a concert, play, or musical put on by our students.
And now we're at Ross Ox Hall, which is just a few blocks away from campus. With 6 residence halls to choose from, there's a place for everyone. And living on campus is one of the best ways to make new friends here at UWS. In the Merkovich Wellness Center, you'll find a fitness room, weight room, indoor climbing wall, an indoor track, and much, much more. Also in the MWC is the Mertz Mortarelli Gymnasium, where you'll cheer on our Yellow Jacket athletics teams. It's not just what's on campus. Nearby lies the Twin Forts, Superior, Wisconsin, and Duluth, Minnesota, offering tons of opportunities for dining, shopping, hanging out, and enjoying the outdoors.
So come join us at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where every day is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make your mark on the world. We can't wait to welcome you into our hive. Go Yellow Jackets!
There's nothing better than a Subway Series footlong, except when you add a new footlong sidekick, like the boss with a new footlong cookie. This might be my favorite sidekick ever. What?
Every epic footlong deserves a perfect sidekick.
Together we learn.
Together we study.
Together we research.
Together we compete.
Together we climb.
Together we perform.
Together we relax.
Together we are a community.
Together we are superior.
See all that and more. We'll catch up with Coach McKenna. All that and more when the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce continues right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. That's so I can play the interview. We're on break. What? Shouldn't be. It's not even on. That's bizarre because it's not even on. It had no power to it, literally. That's the goofiest thing. That's goofy because it didn't have it turned on. One minute. Last night here at Westman Arena, the Yellow Jackets earning the shutout victory over Lawrence by a score of 3-0. Reed Stark scoring the eventual game-winning goal at 9:47 of the first period. Coach McKenna will talk about that one a little bit in the interview. How happy he was to see Reed go to the net, stop on the puck, and get the shot that got through. I honestly didn't see it. I thought it got blocked or got caught up in some equipment, or the goalie made a save or something, and then Reed reacted. And then the goal light came on, the referee pointed, but it was a little bit of a delayed reaction from just about everybody, including me, but we'll take it. Third of the year for Stark, Tyler Ryder getting 1 assist and Austin Paul getting the other. 1-0 Yellow Jackets after 1. Then early in the second period, the Yellow Jackets made it a 2-0 game just 28 seconds in. Colin Pedersen with a beautiful play out of the left wing corner, finding Matt Francois, his shot from about the top of the left circle. Beats goaltender Nolan Mahaffey high on the short side, the stick side, his second of the season. Pedersen and Gavin Rasmussen getting the assist. 2-0 Yellow Jackets at that point. They kept pressing a little bit as the period went on, pressed a little bit in the third period. Defense has tightened up a little bit in the third period too, as there was only 15 shots total in the frame, 8 for Lawrence and 7 for the Yellow Jackets. And then with 0.3 seconds to go in the third period, the Yellow Jackets getting the empty net goal to make it 3-0. Stark, his second. Kobe Grant got the assist, 4th of the year for Stark. And the Yellow Jackets pick up the 3-0 victory. Jackets actually outshot in the game 34-30 by Lawrence. I asked Coach McKenna a little bit about that too, as it was the 4th time on the season that the Yellow Jackets have surrendered 30 shots or more. He seemed to be less troubled about it than I was, or than Mouse was when he came up in the postgame show, but for the most part, yeah, it was a good effort defensively. Kobe Grant got the victory of the 34-save shutout. He's now 1-1-1 on the season. First collegiate shutout for Grant, and actually the first shutout for the Yellow Jackets dating back to February 18th of 2023. That was a playoff game against Northwood College. Dylan Milam got the shutout in that one. So it was a good victory there for the Yellow Jackets. And Reed Stark getting 2 goals in the game, including the game winner. He now leads the Yellow Jackets with 4. He's got 3 goals over the last 2 games. Tyler Ryder with that assist on the first goal of the game last night. He has a 3-game point streak going as well. So Yellow Jackets firing on a few cylinders. Firing on some cylinders here after that victory last night. St. Scholastica, meanwhile, they defeated Dubuque 5-3 yesterday in a game that was defined by special teams. You had a lot of power plays in the game. 4 for St. Scholastica, 5 for Dubuque. Actually, that's not correct. 6 for St. Scholastica and 5 for Dubuque. And for the most part, power plays are pretty successful. St. Scholastica getting 3 power play goals in the game. Dubuque making the final score 5-3. Shuchuk had himself a 4-point game, 2 goals and 2 assists yesterday. Meanwhile, Jacob Seitz scoring a goal and 2 assists as that top line for St. Scholastica really is kind of the engine that makes the Saints go here. The 3 of them, Seitz is the right wing, Shuchuk's the left wing, freshman Evan Pejos is the center, and they've combined for 29 points so far on the season. Putting that in perspective, 13, 16, 18, 19. The remainder of their forwards account for 21 points. So they load up the top line, much like you saw the last few years when they had the Ledenkov brothers. You've got 29 points in the top line, 21 with the remainder of the forwards. So they kind of load up that top unit and hope that that's going to be the group that produces the offense for the Jackets. Are definitely going to have an answer for that group. Earlier this afternoon, in the consolation championship game, Lawrence and Dubuque played to a 1-1 tie. After a scoreless first period, Jacob Yakuz scoring for Lawrence at 4:17 of the period to make it a 1-0 game. Stayed that way until the final minute of regulation time. Dubuque was on the power play. They pulled the goaltender for the 6-on-4 advantage, and Owen Hardy scoring with a nice wrist shot from between the circles, tying the game at 1 and sending it into overtime. Neither team able to score in the extra session. Each team had chances, but neither team able to get the eventual game winner, so it goes into the books as a 1-1 tie. And then they went to the shootout. Lawrence scored on their first opportunity. Didn't score any more after that. Dubuque didn't score on any of their 3 opportunities, so Lawrence, ultimately gets the victory in the shootout. So the game will go into the books as a 1-1 tie. Also earlier this afternoon, the Yellow Jacket men's basketball team on the road. They were taking on Ripon, and they fall to defeat 60-49. The final score on that one. Yellow Jackets were led by Jamon Walker. He had 18 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, 4 steals, a block. Unfortunately for him, he also had 5 fouls, so he fouled out of the game, and he was the Yellow Jacket offensive leader. Only Yellow Jackets scoring double figures. Reed Johnson and Joey Barker were next. They had 8 points apiece. As we look around, I actually checked that. The only other game going on in the WIAC last night saw St. Norbert defeat UW Eau Claire 5-1. The Green Knights scored the first 5 goals, 3 of them in the first period. Logan Dombrowski at 8 minutes, Liam Fraser at 11:17, Brock Baker with 2 seconds to play in the period. No scoring in the second, then in the third, Byron Hartley at 2:19, and Ian Famulax scoring at 3:03, 5-0 at that point. Nolan Greer getting Eau Claire on the board at 11:30, the only goal of the game in that one. The Green Knights with the victory 5-1. The rematch coming up tonight at the Hobbs Ice Center in Eau Claire. 7 o'clock face-off. We'll keep our eyes on that one as well, as the Blue Goals will look to salvage a split against an absolute powerhouse team from St. Norbert. Green Knights still unbeaten on the season and ranking among the top teams in all of NCAA Division 3. We're about 21 minutes away from the drop of the puck here between the Yellow Jackets and St. Scholastica. We will take a timeout, come back, and have a look at the starting lineups in this one. Yellow Jackets and the Saints meeting for the second time this season, and my quick math will tell me 146th time all time in the series. So not too many secrets between the Yellow Jackets and the Saints. We'll take a quick break and come back with more of the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back on the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce, and it's time for us to take a look at the starting lineups in this one. Starting lineups, as always, are sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union, and for the Yellow Jackets, it's going to be Jack Boschert getting the start in goal, the sophomore from Florissant, Missouri, making his 5th appearance on the year. He's 3-0, has a 2.10 goals against average, excuse me, and a .935 save percentage, so he would have even more spectacular numbers than we have. His numbers are far from pedestrian right now, but that's after taking a pretty good licking last Saturday at UW-Stevens Point. He gave up 4 goals in 20 minutes and 15 seconds of play, and that definitely had a detrimental effect on the numbers that he was able to post so far this season. But he had a good outing prior to that against UW-Eau Claire last Friday, and the Jackets hoping that that was just a small blip on the season statistics of Jack Boschert. So he will get the starting goal for the Yellow Jackets here this evening. The starting defense pair in front of him, just like last night, Dusty Bergstrom and Liam Whitehouse. The forward starting line will be Matt Francois, centering Trey Sauter on the left wing and Colin Pedersen on the right wing. That, however, is not actually part of the lineup. So the Yellow Jacket lineup will look like Justin Dauphiné will center Carson Riddle on the right wing and Iki Kagawa on the left wing, so both of those wingers back in the lineup after being off last night. Daniel Rosaball moving from the wing into the middle on that second line. He will center Logan Nickerson on the right wing, Chris Ishmael on the left. Matt Francois will center Austin Paul on the right wing and Reed Stark on the left wing. Stark 4 goals in 5 games this year, including goals in back-to-back games, 3 goals in the last 2 games combined for the senior out of Suffern, New York. And then Cade Shea back in the lineup tonight. He will center Colin Pedersen on the right side and Trey Sauter on the left. Their defense pairs for the Yellow Jackets, Matt Danziger and Tyler Ryder, and Sam Brennan and Blake Holmes. So no changes at all among the Yellow Jackets 6 defensemen. And the extra skater this evening is Alexei Yermolnik, backing up Jack Boschert, Kobe Grant, and Jan Skorpik. On the other side, Aino Risanen is going to get the start in goal for St. Scholastica. He is a 6'2", 185-pound sophomore from Switzerland, making his 9th appearance on the year. He's 4-3-1, has a 2.35 goals against average, a .926 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the campaign. And where did I put my starters for them? I'm going to take yours, Jason. Excuse me for a moment. The starting 5 in front of him, no surprise here. The starting defense pair will be Wyatt Wurst and Kieran Chung. And the forward line, Evan Pejos will center, Jake Seitz on the right wing, and Tristan Schuchuk on the left. Again, they load up that top line, 29 points total with that top line for St. Scholastica, and then the other 3 forward lines have combined for 21 points. So they are definitely putting their best all together and saying, stop them. If you can stop them, then we'll go ahead and take our chances with everybody else. But very potent top line here for St. Scholastica. Curious to see what they will come out like here this evening in the second meeting of the year between these 2 clubs. The officials for tonight's game have been assigned by the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. The referees are Brett Klazowski and Sean Hauser, and the linesmen are Kyle Bates and Jeffrey Pape. And that is your starting lineups, sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. Mentioned earlier, too, that this is the second meeting of the season between these 2 clubs. The first one coming back on November 15th at Mars Lakeview Arena in Duluth, a 2-1 victory for the Yellow Jackets. St. Scholastica actually opening the scoring midway through the second period. A power play goal by Braden Panzer made it 1-0. Yellow Jackets tied it late in the period. Second goal of the season for Evan Axel. A long shot from out high that got past goaltender Reason and made it a 1-1 game. And then with 1:04 left to go, Axel from the right wing corner centered it for Justin Dauphiné going to the net, and the sophomore center redirected it for his first of the year. And that's how the Yellow Jackets got their 2-1 victory. Meeting number 146 all time between the 2 teams. Yellow Jackets have 192, St. Scholastica has 143, and there have been 10 tie games. About 13.5 minutes away from the start of this one between the Yellow Jackets and the Saints from the College of St. Scholastica. We'll take a timeout, and when we return on the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce, we will have our conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network.
We're back on the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. It's Saturday night. The Yellow Jackets are at home for the championship game of the 2024 Superior Showdown, sponsored by Subway, where they'll be taking on St. Scholastica for the second year in a row. I am John Garver. We're joined by Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. And last night, Coach, a nice 3-0 win. I know, judging from body language and some of my conversations with Mouse after the game, probably wanted a little bit more out of the guys, but you'll take a nice 3-0 win any day of the week.
For sure. Before we get into recapping last night, I want to apologize to John Garver and all the wonderful listeners here on the radio, because I totally lost track of time and I did not show up for my my colorful pregame talk with Garves, and my bad. Okay, bud, my bad.
Dash one.
Yeah, dash one. So we have to have a good one here. No, yesterday was, I felt we could have scored more. I didn't like our D zone. D zone cleaned up a little bit, started to push a little bit more. I thought for the most part we were pretty disciplined. You're going to get 3 penalties called on you regardless, so. Or at least we are. And then, but PK was good. I thought Kobe was fantastic. I thought he was the best player on the ice. So, and Starkey scored a great. When Starkey scored that first goal, the way he scored it, D jumping into the play, D getting the shot through, Starkey stopping at the net. I thought maybe here we go. Then we scored our second one, and the bench, they were saying the right things. And during the media timeout in the third period, I was like, you guys, I don't want the third goal to be the empty netter. You guys deserve. I thought that second half of that game, we kind of played a lot more like the way we want to. The first half, working out some turkey, I guess. I don't know. Too much gravy. Karina McKenna's cooking kind of probably slowed everybody down a little bit. And then, but all in all, I'll take it. It was good enough.
You said Kobe is the best player on the ice, and we were talking a little bit about it upstairs, especially when Mouse came up, and just in the third period, there were times where Lawrence did a pretty good job getting some traffic in front of him. He made some really difficult saves when he had a hard time tracking the puck.
Yeah, no, it's no matter how good the game gets or how fast the game gets, teams that win from the NHL all the way down have a good forecheck. They win battles below the dots, they move it low to high, and they go to the net. That is what wins. They started to do that. I thought we were boxing out pretty good. We gave up some chances that I don't like. We talked about those, obviously, but there was just a lot of traffic. I mean, if they have 3 forwards there, that means we have 3 guys there. There's 6, right? That's 12 legs, 6 sticks. There's a lot that can happen. So he fought through the traffic, and he made the saves he needed to make, and super proud of him. I'm pumped. He got his first win of the season, and he also got his first shutout of his career here at UWS, and he's been playing good hockey.
First shutout since February 18th, 2023, so it's been a while for the whole team in general, getting a clean sheet after a game. Colin Pettersson, first game of the year, he made an impact right away.
Yeah, you can't. Petey's, he's a coach's dream. I can't say enough about that kid. He gives you everything he has. Even when he has nothing, he still digs down deeper and finds something. The bench was different with him. He, unfortunately for him, he's been playing under me for a little bit. It kind of sounded like he was beating me to things that I was about to say. So, he's going to have to get, his mind swept upon graduation, so he has a better he has a better life after hockey. No one deserves that. But no, he's a great kid. He's a heart and soul kind of guy, and he's he made Franny look like a sniper. That's how good he is, right?
That said, there was a few other things that you want to look at, and on the negative side, 4th time this season you guys have given up 30 shots or more. You guys are giving up a few too many.
Yeah, I would say so. It's to me the type of zone defense that we play. Like if you're gonna pump something in from outside the dots, and it goes on net. Like Gone are the days where you could keep teams to 22 or less or 25 or less, because every teams teams are faster. They just throw pucks anywhere. There's a ton of hope plays. Like you're going to give up shots. So like what we look at more is the quality chances that we're giving up. I still felt we gave up too many, but the quality chances or high percentage chances that we're giving up are at a very manageable rate. A guy pumping a puck in with nobody at the net front from the point, and if they have 15, 20 of those, they're going to get 30 plus shots. Like that's just how it's going to go. So I would like our shot count to go down, but with the way teams play now, like to me it's 28 or less. 28's the new 25. So we're giving up some. I thought our wingers could have been a little bit better on blocking shots, but it's not. We're not giving up 35 in the house, and that's what's important.
St. Scholastica now tonight, and a team that we've definitely seen over the years more than once. Had them a couple of weeks ago over in their building. No secrets between these two clubs.
No, it's it'll be a dogfight tonight, and I think I thought they didn't play great last night. Actually, I thought our game was a little bit faster tempo, so hopefully we get our legs under us quicker tonight. So and they have to start to match our pace because they're not, they're coming off of Thanksgiving and they're coming off of a little bit of a slower paced game. But yeah, there's a lot of hate at Westman right now for sure.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Take care, guys.
It's Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna in his 9th season behind the Yellow Jacket bench. 95 wins, 102 losses, and 17 ties. His all-time mark. His counterpart for St. Scholastica is Dave Williams in his 4th season. 48 wins, 30 losses, and 7 ties. That's going to do it for the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. When we come back, we'll have the drop of the puck between the Yellow Jackets and the Saints Championship Game 2024 Superior Showdown, sponsored by Subway. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. leaving it for Danziger. He mishandles the puck, and Riley Giroux back the other way for the Saints. He gets pinched along the wall, but he was able to get the red line and dump it in, so icing's waved off. Tyler Ryder from behind the goal gets flattened on the play. But back the other way the Jackets go. Roosevelt behind the St. Scholastica net gets pinned to the board. Yellow Yarvi pinning both Roosevelt and Nickerson to the board. So when one guy can take out two, your odds are pretty good going back the other way. Now the Yellow Jackets back on the rush on the right wing. It's Ishmael into the St. Scholastica zone. Yellow Yarvi leaning on him. Ishmael still has the puck. He's pinned to the end boards now. Nickerson in there to help out. Yellow Jackets have three men back. Isaac Suppin in there now. Battling for possession. It comes free. Jackets get it. Roosevelt tries to go back down low, but Ishmael, they're looking for Ishmael, excuse me, but that one gets intercepted, and then the puck goes over the glass and out of play. 17:35 remaining here, opening period. Yellow Jackets and St. Scholastica scoreless from Westman Arena in Superior. I am John Garver. He is Jason Rowan. Happy to have you along on this rather cold Saturday evening. Pictures only begun here at Westman Arena. Jackets win the draw. Blake Holmes at the left point fires that one down low. Takes a strange hop off the boards. Like, geometry is out of the question in this building. The puck comes off the boards at so many awkward angles. It's in the neutral zone right now, however. Brennan throws that one over to the left wing for Francois. Netted his second of the season last night. After going goalless all of last season, he's got two in the first month of the season this year. Austin Paul in the right wing. Dumps it into the St. Scholastica zone. Wyatt Wurst behind the net. Plays it around the right wing for Gunderson. Rink-wide feed for Rosso. He mishandles at center. Paul now dances around one man. He'll carry into the St. Scholastica zone on the left wing. He gets tied up by Alessio Rosso. Jackets dig it free. Bergstrom for Whitehouse. Right circle. Fires, and Reeson will glove that. Looked like it was on its way over the top of the goal regardless, but the sophomore goaltender for St. Scholastica snares that one, and he'll hold on. Face-off coming in the St. Scholastica zone.
Jackets did a nice job of pulling the puck off the boards there and got a nice look for Whitehouse. Probably didn't quite put that one where he wanted to. Basically shot it right at the glove hand of Reeson.
Puck goes toward the net. Quick shot from below the right circle by Colin Pedersen. He just followed the puck after the Saints won the draw. Pushes that one right through the goal mouth. Sam Olsen behind the net. Greeted by Colin Pedersen in the right wing corner, the junior assistant captain. Again, making an impact right away. First shift of the night for him. Puck played back down. Second shift. He actually started the game, John. Come on now. You announced it that way. Now the puck comes back to the front of the Yellow Jacket net. Jackets are going to go shorthanded here. Delayed penalty call coming. Pejos in the left wing corner up top. Olsen left point. Over to the right point. Shot by Foose is going to catch traffic in front. Yellow Jackets touch up there, and the delayed penalty call is coming. And St. Scholastica will go on the power play first.
As it often happens, turnover in the defensive zone makes things a little scrambly, and in that scramble, Dusty Bergstrom takes a 2-minute minor. I believe tripping was the call.
It was a tripping call on Dusty Bergstrom, his first penalty of the season. Yellow Jacket penalty kill, has been very, very good. 89.3% on the campaign, as they have killed off 25 of 28 shorthanded opportunities. St. Scholastica 89.2 with the man advantage. That's their penalty, a 14.7. 89 on the power play. Good grief.
That'd be real good.
Woo! Sights on the left side up top for Chung. Shuchuk right circle, fires and misses wide. Sights gets the rebound on the left wing. Quick puck movement by the Saints. Shuchuk out front for Panzer, and that one's going to be deflected. Ends up on the left wing boards. Now it comes back up top. Chung over for Sights. A shot. That one blocked by Francois. Shot in front. Save is made. Rebound still there. And the Yellow Jackets are going to get that and clear it all the way down the ice. Comes down behind the net. Yellow Jackets will change all four penalty killers with 40 seconds gone to the minor penalty to Bergstrom. Carrying it to center is Chung. He drops that one off. Pejos over to Shuchuk. Now Sights. He'll drive it in hard around the Yellow Jacket net. Panzer moves it back behind the net for Shuchuk. Back to Panzer, right circle. Up to the point now, over to the left side. That one looked like it hit a ramp and just took off. Again, geometry, meaningless in this building. Yellow Jackets get the loose puck and clear, but Chung's going to dump it right back in. Under a minute to go here in the power play, as the Yellow Jackets get control, and Nickerson will float that one into the Saints zone. Roosevelt pursuing the puck. He's got it, and we get a whistle. because Nickerson was a little slow getting up?
I think so. I think the officials gave him a minute, kept looking. He didn't get up after that hit from Lanigan. And so they eventually just blew the play dead. And about the same time, he hopped up and skated over across the ice gingerly over to the UWS bench now. He's having a conversation.
Ben Casper, the athletic trainer, looking at him to make sure he's okay. Jackets controlling the face-off in the neutral zone. Ryder's got it. He'll throw that all the way down the ice. 30 seconds left in the minor penalty to Bergstrom. Now the puck behind the St. Scholastica net. Wyatt Wurst is going to come out with it here. Wurst throws it over for Suppin on the right wing. He backhands it into the Yellow Jacket zone, but the Saints get in a step ahead of the play. And that's going to be an offside.
Nickerson looking like it might have been something in the elbow, wrist area, upper body, but not above the neck. So basically looks like he's going to be okay. He's standing kind of flexing.
Working it out a little bit. Yeah. Tape an aspirin to it, you're good.
Hurt but not injured, hopefully.
20 seconds left in the penalty. Face-off to Boschert's left. It's controlled by St. Scholastica. Lanigan in the right wing corner up top. Right point Worst fires, deflected in front. And the save is made by Boschert. Puck played right back around again. Suppin at the right point. Jacket Dauphiné closes on him quickly and is able to get it out into the neutral zone. Wyatt Wurst in his own end of the ice. Over to the left wing for Hansen. Rink wide on the right. Coming out of the penalty box. Bergstrom picks it up. Bergstrom now from the left wing takes the shot. Riisanen makes the save. Rebound picked up. Ishmael out front for Dauphiné, but he was tied up. And now Suppin will send the Saints back the other way with numbers as they come across the Yellow Jacket line. Lanigan, drop pass. Shot by Wyatt Wurst, and that catches traffic in front and goes to the right corner. Now Suppin. Great pass from the corner out front for Wurst in the left circle. Save is made by Boschert. Now the Yellow Jackets create the turnover at the blue line. Ishmael across the red dumps it in. Behind the St. Scholastica net is Lanigan, leaving it for Wyatt Wurst. Yellow Jackets try to create the turnover below the goal line, but the Saints able to get away from trouble there. And it comes over on the right wing. Emmett Wurst, rink wide on the left. Now Rosso takes a hit from Whitehouse, but dumped it into Yellow Jacket territory. Brennan wraps it hard around the right wing side. Puck back down in the corner, centering attempt in front. Jackets get a stick on that and deflect it back out into the neutral zone. And the Saints will be forced to regroup with Palffy. Matej Palffy ahead at center. Gunderson tips it in as we pass the 7-minute mark of the first period. Yellow Jackets and St. Scholastica scoreless. Championship game of the 2024 Superior Showdown, sponsored by Subway from Westman Arena in Superior. Glad to have you along with us here on Saturday evening as Matej Palffy comes out from behind his net, saucers it over to the right wing side. Declan Young gets the red line and backhands that into the Yellow Jacket zone. Danziger wraps that hard around the right side. That's going to come all the way back to Saints territory. Icing waved off as Sam Olsen stick handles in his own zone now. Throws that one up the left wing boards. Riddle knocked it down. Didn't know where it was. Finally does get a stick on it and play it in. Now Dauphiné creates the turnover. Dauphiné left circle. Dauphiné out front on the backhand. The shot, the save made. Riisanen, the rebound, and they score! Dauphiné stayed with the puck and got the rebound, and the Jackets are in front.
Little misplay in the defensive zone by the Saints. Dauphiné was able to capitalize on it, put it through the legs of a defender, created a 2-on-1, maybe even a 3-on-1 down low, took the power move, drove it hard to the net. There was a lot of commotion there. We're not sure exactly how it went in, but the red light came on and the puck definitely bounced past the goaltender into the back of the net.
7:44 the first period, the time of the goal. Dauphiné's second. By rule, that should be unassisted, but it wouldn't shock me if they gave 2 assists on that at any rate. Jackets are in front early. 4th time this season they have scored the first goal of the game.
For your Yellow Jackets, his 2nd goal of the season and 8th of his career, number 10, Justin Dauphiné. He gets that goal unassisted.
There's the unassisted goal coming off that turnover. Saints take the face-off and come right back down in the offensive zone here. Wyatt Wurst at the right point. Will play it deep for Pejos behind the net. He centers looking for Seitz, and that's going to dribble into the side of the net. Covered up there by Jack Boschert, and we'll get a face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone. 11:46 remaining, first period. Jackets up 1-0.
Good start for the Yellow Jackets. Nice to have that 1-0 lead because the Saints have had the advantage in scoring chances on this one. We heard Coach McKenna talk in the pregame about not giving up a lot of chances in the house. Well, most of the Saints' chances have been right in the house in this one. Boschert's been strong so far.
Face off will be to his left. Saints win the draw. Ishmael steals immediately and gets it to the line. That'll bounce out of the zone. Saints will have to tag up here as Bergstrom comes back from behind his net now and feeds it over to the right wing board. Whitehouse across the red line. He'll dump it in. Ishmael wins the race. Tries to center. That one hits a skate. Ishmael gets it back, banging away at the right side of the net. Comes loose on the left side of the net. Fires, and a save is made. Nickerson on the doorstep with a great opportunity and a big save by Riisanen. Right point, Whitehouse tries to bank that one off the end boards. He's in his second or third year here. He should know that doesn't work in this building. Really hammering on the boards tonight, aren't I?
It's been a bouncy night so far, though.
Penalty coming. This one's going to be on St. Scholastica, I believe.
High stick is the call.
And the Jackets are about to go to the power play, which not necessarily a good thing. I mean, good thing, but when you look at the numbers, not necessarily a good thing. Oh, it's on the Jackets. Never mind. I stand corrected.
It's Ishmael.
Ishmael to the box.
So that'll take the face-off all the way back down into the UWS zone to the left of Jack Boschert here.
I thought they were calling that on the Saints because they had the puck.
Right.
But anyway, it's going to be Ishmael heading to the box. Second power play for St. Scholastica. Not a recipe for success to keep taking penalties early in a game like this.
Both centers tossed out of the draw. We'll have a fresh pair in here for this one.
Jackets controlling it. They try to drive it up the left wing boards. First try doesn't go, but Pettersson on the second try does send it all the way down.
Pettersson won the draw and got it out of the zone.
Wyatt Worst behind his net. Passes that one over to the left wing. Suppin rips it hard around the boards to the right corner. Blake Holmes runs into his man there. That was Hansen. Then Holmes gets knocked down by Brody Giroux. Bodies all over the place in the right wing corner. Meanwhile, the puck's on the left side. Suppin out in front of redirection. Oh, what a save by Boschert. Not one, but two. Stopped the redirection and then got the stick behind to get away with that loose puck out of the way. Huge save there. Pettersson on the loose puck. He'll relieve the pressure and get it to neutral ice. Hansen on the left wing rips that down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Bergstrom gets there. Gets it to Roosevelt. It goes off of Wyatt Worst and comes out into the neutral zone. Saints will regroup. Wyatt Worst from behind his net now. Starts up ice here for the Saints. Under a minute to go in the power play. 10 minutes to go first period. Jackets up 1-0. Now the other way. This is Roosevelt up the left wing shorthanded. Roosevelt plays it down low. Nickerson battling for it there. So he's no worse for the wear after that hit he took earlier, I guess. Now he's got the steal. Nickerson up the right wing. Gets the red line and plays it in. 30 seconds left in the minor penalty to Ishmael. Chung from behind his net up the middle. Feeds Seitz on the left wing. He'll drive it in. It comes behind the net to the right side. Great hop there as it came right off the corner, right onto the stick of Whitehouse, and he's able to clear it to the neutral zone. Definitely got the membership bounce on that chip shot. Seitz at center. Crosses the Yellow Jacket line. His pass hits a skate, and Pejos is going to pick it up. Evan Pejos backs it up to his own line. Feeds Seitz. Now to the left wing. Shuchuk back to Seitz going to the net. Ishmael out of the box. Jackets 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. There's that hopper again. This time it works for the Saints. Right into the slot. Pejos, rather than shoot, went to the backhand. Intercepted. Jackets clear. For the Saints, Shuchuk on the left wing. Throws that one ahead for Gunderson. It's out of his reach. Jackets lose Yarmelnik going down hard in the corner. He gets back up, however. Play continuing on. Puck into the right wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone. Brennan takes a hit from Rosso there. Puck worked free, and Dauphiné has got it. Dauphiné for Yarmelnik on the right wing, and he'll clear. Saints go to dump it back in. Linesman Kyle Bates stops that one. Jackets back the other way. Yarmelnik ahead for Kagawa. Iki Kagawa, right corner, behind the net to the left corner now. Spins away from the check. Palfy takes him into the boards. Kagawa at a bit of a size disadvantage there. 5'5" versus 6'6", but he gets the puck up top. Shot taken from the left point by Ryder is going to be blocked, and that'll carry him out to the neutral zone. Saints changing personnel. Yarmelnik tips it ahead. This is Kagawa, right circle, cuts it to the middle. Tried to drop it for Dauphiné, who was coming in behind him, but things got crossed up there. Now behind the goal, Dauphiné. Pinned to the boards by Yellow Yarvi. In to help out Brody Giroux. Giroux picks it up and skates up the left wing with it. Moves it ahead now. Gunderson across the line. Gets flattened with a good check by Liam Whitehouse. Kagawa turns it over. Now Olsen Gets it up to the line. A long shot taken by Gunderson, steered away by Boschert, and Whitehouse will get it to neutral ice. Saints will pick it up. Jackets getting a hair sloppy here in the middle stages of the first period, looking for their second goal as they have the 1-0 lead. Ishmael has it left wing. Throws that one rink wide on the right. Nobody there in a black sweater. Puck will bounce around right wing corner, Saints territory. Olsen will pick it up and settle it down. Goes to Lanigan on the right wing. Lanigan dumps it in, icing waved. Saints will change personnel as Sam Brennan picks it up. We've passed the 13-minute mark of the first period. 1-0 Yellow Jackets. Brennan dumps it in. Saints go to clear. Jackets hold as Nickerson drives that back down behind the goal. Now Chung's got it for St. Scholastica. Kieran Chung behind the goal. Passes that one over for Wyatt Wurst on the right wing. Wurst up the board. Sidesteps the check of Holmes. Has it right circle. Feeds it out front. And Panzer just redirected that one wide. Then Panzer tried to center the Yellow Jackets with the steal. This is Blake Holmes up ice. Holmes ahead for Stark on the left wing. Over to the right side for Paul going to the net, and the pass just out of his reach. Danziger right point. Over to the left point. Holmes now walks it down. Feeds it to the corner for Francois. Back to Holmes up top at the left point. Danziger settles the bouncing puck down. Gives it to Holmes. Out front for Paul, the redirection, and he just missed it wide. Stark on the right wing up top for Danziger. Takes the shot. Reason in the save. Puck bouncing around, and Reason will get the glove on that and hold on. And we're going to get a face-off coming up here in the St. Scholastica zone, giving us a chance to catch our breath. Good little exchange for the Yellow Jackets there. A couple of really good opportunities. Austin Paul just missed.
Yeah, Austin Paul with a great look on what was a fantastic pass from Blake Holmes. And then Danziger doing a nice job of threading a shot through from the point that got through traffic nice and low, created a rebound, kind of bounced off the goaltender. Risanen gave the Jackets another good look down low.
You can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets? Then tune in to Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join the big sound, Matt Johnson, and me throughout the years. We sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on Yellow Jacket TV on UWSYellowJackets.com/podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's a space odyssey here at Westman Arena right now.
I was trying to think of a snappy comeback, and I got nothing.
All right, both teams back on after the media timeout. Face-off will be to the left of Scholastica goaltender Risanen. Jackets sending Cade Shea out there to take this draw.
Face-off will be to the left of Reason, and it's controlled by the Yellow Jackets. Poked to the front of the net by Trey Sauter. Sauter gets bumped off the play. Sauter right corner behind the net for Pedersen. That one's going to be stolen, and the Saints will come back the other way with Pejos leading the rush 3-on-2. Gives it to Seitz. Tried to force that one across to Shuchuk. It's going to be broken up. It comes back around. Shuchuk up to the point for Young. He tried to throw it deep. Danziger intercepts. Jackets, however, can't maintain control. Young, right circle, throws that in front, just out of the reach of Shuchuk. Jackets regain control again. Get it to the line. That one did sneak out, but Palfy will fire that right back in. Puck played over on the right wing side, centered across. Left circle, Palfy is shot. That catches traffic, ends up in the right wing corner. Danzinger's twig gets snapped in half. Now it's like two normal-sized sticks. He's got the puck on the broken stick, kicking it around down there. Good thing he plays soccer in the pregame. Up top, Palfy from the left point. That catches traffic in front. Puck loose top of the goal crease. Poked through by Shuchuk. Ends up behind the net. Shuchuk's got it there. Jackets pinned down low with under 5 minutes to go here in the period. Long shot will be grabbed by Boschert, and he's going to hold on. And a face-off coming up here in the Yellow Jackets zone. Oh, we got a penalty coming. Is it on us or them? Is it going to be on Pejos going to the box? So the Yellow Jackets to the power play for the first time.
Boy, Danziger had a busy shift there. Had the stick sawed in half, as you mentioned, and then had to work without one for quite a while. Ended up blocking a shot. Basically did like everything he could without a stick. He was kicking pucks, blocking shots with his body, trying to tie guys up in front. It's a little harder game to play without a stick. he made the best of it, and the Jackets came out with a power play.
I can reinstitute my joke now about how the power play is a good thing, but not so much. Yellow Jackets only 2 power play goals on the year, 7.1%. St. Scholastica's PK, 89.2. Stark, right circle, lets it go, and it's blocked. It goes to the right wing corner. He pokes it behind the net for Austin Paul. Olsen knocks him to the ice. Kagawa picks up the puck. He'll carry it to the high slot. Kagawa now throws it back down low. It hops over the stick of Austin Paul. Rides along to the right side. Stark back down below the goal line for Paul. Paul trying to get away from Sam Olsen, who's got a hold of him. Gets it up top. Holmes, right circle, Stark. Forces it over through the left, or tried to force it to the left side, and that was intercepted. And it's going to be played all the way back down the ice.
After Jack Foose blocked Stark's first shot, the next time Stark got a chance, he kind of faked the shot and went for the pass, and unfortunately it was just too much traffic.
Puck played back into Saints territory. They go to clear. Kagawa holds on the left side. Holmes has it here. Holmes left circle. Carries down low, feeds it for Kagawa. Now up top for Paul. Stark wanted the one-timer, right circle, wasn't there. Stark now stick handles, lets it go. That catches traffic in front again. And the Saints will pick up the loose puck and come back the other way. Carrying it to center, Chung. Behind the back pass intercepted. Jackets, big numbers back the other way, 4-on-2. Austin Paul, right wing side. Throws it over to the left, but Chung on the back check gets a stick on it to break up the play. 45 seconds left in the power play here. It comes up top. Right point, Brennan. Over to the left point. Stark fires, and the save is made by Riisanen. Puck ends up left wing corner. Shuchuk tries to pin it to the wall. Paul in there digging away. And then the clearing attempt is going to go off the glove of Sam Brennan up into the St. Scholastica bench, and we're going to get a face-off here. 32 seconds left in the Yellow Jacket power play. 3:23 to go opening period. Yellow Jackets leading 1-0 coming up during intermission number 1, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll have a conversation with former Yellow Jacket Ralph Worthing and the latest installment of Where Are They Now? Dr. Ralph Worthing, but he told me I can't call him doctor anymore. So it's just Ralph.
Just Ralph. Boy, Kieran Chung, big back check there, but he had to because it was his attempt.
Yeah, that was on him.
At like a backhand toe drag between the legs on the zone entry well shorthanded that caused the turnover.
Puck behind the St. Scholastica net. Panzer goes to clear. Jackets knock it down. Dauphiné settles it and gives it to Ryder, right point. In the middle now for Brennan. Very aggressive PK here by the Saints. Jackets work out of it, however. Dauphiné left circle. Up top, left point Ryder, right point Brennan, down to the circle. Tried to force it across again. That pass isn't there, but Ryder, great job to hold the zone after the turnover. Yarmolnik behind the net, back up top. Ryder at the left point. Brennan right point. Walks, takes the shot. That just misses wide. Ryder able to hold the zone as the penalized player is back on. And the Jackets now 0 for 1 on the power play.
Brennan put that puck in a great spot for a redirect. Almost for the Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Yarvi up the right side. Feeds it for Lanigan, who pitchforks that one into Yellow Jacket territory. Now the Jackets misplay it on the left side of the net. Quick shot from the circle is going to be swallowed up by Jack Boschert. He'll hold on. And a face-off coming up here in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Boschert's been really good in this one so far. Many good scoring chances against, and he's been up to the challenge every time for the Jackets.
Face-off will be to his right. Jackets controlling it now. Nickerson on the right side. We'll clear that out into the neutral zone. And we'll get a whistle. Offside. And an offside call on the Yellow Jackets. And we'll do it again outside the St. Scholastica blue line.
Officially, shots on goal favor the Saints 9-5 currently.
Roosevelt in to take the draw against Brody Giroux. Brody Giroux will win that face-off. It comes all the way back down to the right wing corner. Declan Young there, his pass broken up. Saints regain control, however. Now the Jackets with the steal in the neutral zone. Whitehouse gets it across the line. Keeps driving his way deep. He's got it behind the net. Tried to center it, hit a skate. Ishmael falls down in pursuit of the puck. Roosevelt had it for a moment on the left wing side. Now Brody Giroux is going to flip that one over the stick of Bergstrom. It comes all the way down near the goal, and it's going to be covered up by Boschert, who got a little snow shower there in the process. And with 1:43 to go, the faceoff coming in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Some goalies would have bolted out and tried to shoot that puck up the glass. Boschert more comfortable just smothering it with his glove and taking the face off and trusting his troops here.
Well, I did that conversation with him earlier in the year, and he talked about his deficiencies in playing the puck.
Right, yeah, it's not one of the things that he enjoys doing as a
No,
goaltender.
so I think he's more comfortable just covering it up and take the face off there. Holmes off the glass, takes a good hop. Sauter tries to get around Chung, but a really nice play by him. Then Sauter grabbed on and spun him around, but the arm stays down. Probably could have been called for a hold on that play. Puck is flipped out into the neutral zone. Comes down at the Yellow Jacket blue line. Holmes went to move it ahead, bounced off the linesman, came to Pedersen, who blew a tire, and now Pejo's back the other way. Evan Pejo's up top to Chung at the right point. Pejo's right circle, stick handles, takes the shot. Boschert the save, and he'll hold on with 1:06 to go here in this opening period.
Chung tried to activate from the blue line there and be an option for the pass. Sauter did a nice job for UWS reading that play and staying right with him. Really erased him from being a scoring chance there, or a passing option for that matter.
Tyler Ryder wraps it around the left side. That's not going to come out of the zone. Francois is going to clear that, but that'll get all the way down the ice. And as a result, we'll have an icing call. Face-off coming back in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Details important here. Defensive zone face-off with under a minute to go in the period. Focused on winning the draw, helping to win the draw if you're one of the players on the outside of the circle, and then be hard on the puck and make sure you get it out of the zone. Maybe not quite as hard as they were on the last one.
Yeah, he was awfully hard on the puck there. Face-off will be to the left of Boschert. It's controlled by the Yellow Jackets. Whitehouse will circle the net. Had a great game last night, Liam Whitehouse did. Even if he did take a penalty, that led to a penalty shot in the third. Had a nice hockey game. Had a good start to this one here tonight. His pass ahead, however, will hop the stick of Austin Paul, and we will have another icing call.
He says that's why we have a goalie. They can handle penalty shots.
Kobe Grant did. First collegiate shutout for him. 3 consecutive tunes by the Rolling Stones. If you play 4, it's a copyright violation, and they'll come and arrest you, Allie. Face-off will be Mick Jagger takes that stuff seriously. Not quite as serious as Metallica, but very serious. Face-off to Boschert's right. Controlled here by St. Scholastica. Suppin has it on the left wing. He'll flip a backhand behind the net. Now a centering attempt from behind the goal. Jackets were wise to that and break it up. Paul with a nice little play there and feeds Francois, who's going to clear it to neutral ice. Francois decides to keep going as the puck comes all the way down. Chung behind the net. Knocked off the play by Francois. Francois now, left wing corner. Up top to the left point. Bergstrom forces it back down low. Behind the net, it takes a bad bounce and goes between the skates of Austin Paul. And now Wyatt Wurst will lead the rush with 10 seconds left. Wurst into the Yellow Jacket zone on the right wing. Runs into Dusty Bergstrom as the Yellow Jackets grab the loose puck. And Austin Paul will calmly flip that in the air to center. Knocked down with the glove of Reed Stark as it comes to distance. And the buzzer sounds, bringing the first period to a close. Folks will look at the shot on goal, Jason, and say 10-5, St. Scholastica. The Jackets got worked that period. Really didn't.
No, it was a fairly even period. I will say that Scholastica got some great chances early on in the period especially, and Jack Boschert was there to make the saves. But otherwise, a fairly even period. Jackets created their own share of good chances. Not all of them ended up resulting in official shots on goal, but there were some good net drives. Yeah, good period of hockey for UWS, and obviously feels good to come out of that period with a 1-0 lead.
Yellow Jackets getting the only goal of the period at 7:44. Justin Dauphiné, his second of the season, creates the turnover, stays with it after the initial shot was stopped. He was able to get the backhand and flip it past goaltender Aino Riisanen for his second of the season unassisted, giving the Yellow Jackets the 1-0 lead. They're 2-1 on the year when they score first, and they are 2-1 on the year when they lead after 20 minutes. Jackets lead the Saints 1-0. We'll take a break and come back with our first intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. Latest installment of Where Are They Now with Dr. Ralph Worthing. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network.
We're back for our first intermission, and our first intermission, as always, is sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, and it's time for our latest installment of Where Are They Now? A look back at our Yellow Jacket hockey players of the past, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Dr. Ralph Worthing, who was a member of this program back in the glory years of the 1970s. So, Dr. Worthing, thank you very much for being with us, and I start these all off the same way. If you would, just tell us, where is Ralph Worthing now?
Well, first you just call me Ralph. You don't have to call me doctor. So, I'm back in the hockey days now. That's where I'm thinking. That's where my mind is, and I'm living in Saginaw, Michigan, right now. I give you the quick tour. After I graduated from Superior, I was there for 6 years, and so I got my bachelor's degree and then my master's degree in school psychology. So I worked in Iowa for a while, in central Iowa for 6 years as a school psychologist. Then I moved to the suburbs of Chicago for another 4 years. And then I ended up in central Michigan here, Lower Peninsula, Michigan, Saginaw, and I've been here since 1988. Okay. So I've lived longer here than I did up in Duluth, but Duluth and Superior is still home for me. But so that's where I am.
So, school psychology, is that something you were always interested in? Is that the field you studied? Is that
yeah?
How did you come about that?
You know, for some reason, I don't know. I was one of the. I knew, like when I was a senior in high school. I don't know if I heard it from a guidance counselor, experience, or whatever. But I decided I wanted to go into psychology, and so I selected psychology as my major from the get-go. And now I'm a teacher. I teach psychology and in a community college. And there's a lot of students who are more undecided than that and are jumping around. But I tell you, I was pretty well focused. I majored in psychology and then got my bachelor's degree and then just stayed there for 2 more years and got my degree in school psychology. I knew I was going in psychology in different directions, or one way or another. And so I got. And then I worked as a school psychologist in Iowa, and then I went back to school and got my PhD in child development at Iowa State University. But I've always been, I went into special education too, school psychology, and I was an administrator in special education for a while. But everything I've done has revolved around psychology, and now I've been teaching child psychology since 1988 here at Delta College. I taught even before that, but I've been at it for a long time.
What made you go the teaching route? I mean, because obviously if you're in child development, so you're in practice at that point. So what makes you switch from being in the practice mode into the teaching mode?
Yeah. Just as I was focused on what I wanted to do, I knew from that moment that I was going to go all the way and get a PhD. And the reason for that, what I found out is I was good at school. I was good at playing this academic game. I enjoyed it. It fit me like hand in glove. So when I was going to, Superior, my priority was playing hockey, but I was also very interested all along in academics. So I'm actually still just being a student. As a teacher, I just enjoyed the academics and learning, and I just kept doing it. And you transition from being a student where you pay to being a teacher where you get paid for being a student. Is that essentially what it was? And that just has fit me very well. And really in the community college level, where it's strictly teaching, not heavy duty research or anything in addition to that. I just enjoy interacting with the students. So even, I was working as a school psychologist. I enjoyed that. I was in administration and special ed administration for a while, but I always knew I wanted to get back and just strictly teaching. And that's why I've been, I've been doing it so long, and it's a good gig to have, and that's why I'm working kind of past my retirement years here. I'm working well into my retirement years here and still enjoying it, so it was a good choice for me.
You find, like, I get asked at times too, Johnny, put in a lot of hours, and the athletics world is a grind. You don't really get downtime during the year. It is just fall sports are done, you're into winter. Winter's done, you're into spring. Spring is done, now you're into resetting for the next season. It keeps you young, though. Being around these young people every single day, even on your most tired day, you can't help but be energized being around these young people. Do you feel the same way?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the easiest part of my job. I'm sure your job, you've got some administrative things to do, or, meetings you don't want, that aren't fun and all of that. I've got that component. Everybody does in the job. But the best part is just the teaching and interacting with students. Like you're saying, interacting with the young people, that's never bad. I mean, that's always a good thing and keeps you energized. So, we have, I guess, similarities in that regard, too, about, our jobs.
Talk to me a little bit now. You said you were in hockey mode. Let's talk hockey. And let's talk about your time here at UW Superior and being part of a program that won the school's first ever national championship back in 1976. Talk to me about that group of guys you played with, because there were some really special players in that group.
Oh, there was. And it's just interesting you mentioned that. We were on the verge. Well, we were like the first winning season for a long time. Before that, it was struggling. They were in that old curling club.
Yep.
And there were some good players there, but it was in a building, years there. And then ours was the first year where we started winning. We won our first season, and it finished it off nicely with the national championship in '76. But right before us was a character called Gary Uberlacher. I think that's his right now. I don't know if you recognize him.
I do recognize the name, yes.
About in 1972, he had graduated the year before, and Wally Ackervick invited him into the locker room just to talk, a little motivator. We used to have Mertz Mordarelli come in sometimes and talk to us, as well as in motivation. And what I always remember what Gary said, this has been 52 years ago, that he says, you might not remember your records, the seasons, the championship. Well, you would remember championships, but he says you're going to remember that knucklehead next to you for the rest of your life, and that's true. I mean, when I start talking about guys, I saw him at my high school reunion here a couple of years ago. Gary Fritsch. I don't know if you've talked with him yet or not, but I played hockey with him from bantams all the way through in high school and into Superior. So I mean, we go way back.
Right.
And but I tell you what, I remember those guys. Just one after another. Some, unfortunately, some are no longer with us. But Mark Wellman and the Leons, Greg and his brother Jeff, of course Andy. And all, the Van Dams, great guys, and quite the characters. We are, all friends first. I think that was the first thing. I've never served in the armed services, but it was sort of like that feeling. I think you're in the trenches with somebody,
right?
And you form these lifelong bonds with them. I'm leaving out. We all had nicknames though, so I'm trying to remember their real names. Jacques, Mike Heinzen, was good buddies with him. He was like the MVP in our championship game as the goalkeeper. So
right,
John Hansen, John Wojciechowski, he worked at, I don't know where
he worked here forever.
He did. He worked there. So I could go through and, Jerry Laberty, Bear, we called him, and Don Wilson, and, I go on, and each one of these guys was a character. It was just so much fun. It was just a lot of fun.
I think, too, I think back at when I played, you don't really remember practice. You don't remember a lot of the games and everything, but you're exactly right. It's the guys in the room next to you. It's the stories. I remember when all you guys came back in 2006.
Yeah.
And sitting in that room at the arena after the game and just listening to the stories and how much fun all of you guys were having. And I think think back to the guys I played with 30 years ago now. It's the same thing whenever we get together. It's just the stories get a little, the legend grows a little bit each time you tell it, and it gets to be a little bit more fun, and everything is a little more extreme every time you talk about it. But that truly is the best part of it, is the relationship and the stories that you take with you.
Jeff Bottom comes to mind when you talk about storyteller and talker. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Good.
How did you end up here?
Well, that's another good question. I still remember it. When I was a senior in high school playing at Duluth Central, I was up there. I got all district, and I was a good player. I was doing, but I wasn't like top notch where I could walk on to like UMD or something like that. I kind of wanted to, the big show,
right?
And not quite. I couldn't make that. And then, but I actually talked to the Air Force Academy to go play out there, and I could have. Actually, Fritsch and I were at the same meeting where they were recruiting us, and we could have gone out and played there, maybe a couple other places. But then, and so I didn't know exactly what I was going to do into the summer after I graduated, the summer of '72, and then I got a phone call from Wally Ackerbick, and he says, "Hey, I guess he'd heard that I didn't sign up with the Air Force Academy because he had heard he was somewhat interested, and he said, well, I thought you were going to the Air Force Academy. You're not." I said, "No." He said, "Well, come on, I want to talk to you." And so it was like the summer of '72, and I was just showed up in Westman Arena, and I met with Wally, and as you could say, the rest is history. I mean, it turned out to be a really good match for me, a really good thing, because what it allowed me to do was, he was in the process of recruiting, and I told you I came in with Mark Bellman and Jeff Leon on my line, and we really hit the ground running in my freshman year. And well, other than an injury or two, I never missed a shift in 4 years. I just played the whole time, and which was a good thing for me. If I'd have gone maybe somewhere else, sit on the bench or something, but I just played and played, and had a great time. And of course, I lived in Duluth, Minnesota, so the first year I just kind of commuted, and then I came over, and there was a dentist, what was his name, Howard John, and he in his dental office, he had an apartment for guys to live and athletes, and he'd let us stay there for free. I don't know if you remember the Yucatels, but Ron Pulak were living there. Someone moved out, and so I moved in. I guess that was like the end of my freshman year, just stayed there. But it was just a good match for me. Things just kind of fell into place, and I was very happy with my choice to go and play there. It just turned out really well.
Always fun to catch up with Yellow Jackets of the past, and that was Dr. Ralph Worthing, who, as far as I'm concerned, he may have been one of the better interviews that I've done here in this whole process. I've only met him in person twice, and fascinating guy. Just a fascinating guy that he talked about it in there. He's working well past retirement age and has no interest in stopping working. And the guy is 70 years old, and he looks like he's 45 years old. He looks incredible. You can tell he has a lot of energy, and he loves what he does.
Yeah, that's the old saying, right? If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And in his case, it sounds like he found that.
Yeah, he absolutely did. And it was interesting how he left practice and went to teaching, which I thought was a very interesting thing. But great talking to him, and we got off the interview, and we talked for about another 45 minutes before he had to go to class. And so great to talk to him, and I always look forward to doing those interviews and enjoying getting caught up with some of the older alumni.
Yeah, that's a part of what makes it great, that whole series, is that you get such different perspectives. You have some recent players who just graduated, and maybe they're still working in the hockey world, or still playing in the hockey world in some cases.
Right.
And then you've got some older older ex-players, graduates that have gone on to long, distinguished careers like that in different places all over the world doing completely different things. It's quite a launching pad here from the University of Wisconsin Superior.
It absolutely is. Both teams back on the ice here. 5-on-5 hockey to start. Fresh 20 on the clock. Jackets going right to left here in this second period. Not quite yet, though, as the climax of all that does not end with a puck drop. It ends with a warning. Face-off controlled here by St. Scholastica. They have it behind their net now. Chung up the right wing for Seitz. Rink wide on the left for Shuchuk with speed. Into the Yellow Jacket zone. His shot blocked by Liam Whitehouse. So Canada. That one goes off the Canadian flag well above the ice surface here. And we're going to face off in the Yellow Jacket zone just 14 seconds into period number 2. 10 saves in that first period for Jack Boschert.
Found its way right in the middle of the maple leaf.
Saints win the face-off. Worst taken into the boards by Colin Pedersen. Now the puck comes up the boards. Pedersen tries to chop that one out of the zone. It doesn't go. Francois will clear it out. And no, I guess not. He's going to catch somebody leaning over the boards. And that is one gets up into the St. Scholastica bench. That's one of those. Your gloves are hanging over the boards. Your gloves are in the playing area right now. Sit back.
Right, yeah, there were no shortage of gloves to hit there. There were probably 3 or 4, 5, 6 players that had their gloves hanging over the boards right now.
Not saying the puck wouldn't have gone in the bench anyway.
Right.
Sit back,
yeah.
Because if you're hanging over the boards like that, you stop play. And the faceoff ends up back in our zone. Wyatt Worst for the Saints. For Pejos in the left circle. Jackets break that one up. Carson Riddle passes behind his net now. Danziger's got it over to the left wing side. Tyler Ryder ahead for Dauphiné, the goal scorer, and he plays it in. Behind the net, Kagawa over to the right wing corner. Riddle tried to throw that one out front. I think he was anticipating Dauphiné being there, but Dauphiné was on his backside in the left wing corner. Now Pejos. He centers from the right wing. Nobody there in a white sweater. Jackets get it back. Danziger feeds it up the right wing. Dauphiné tried to dangle around Chung, but that one isn't going to go. Puck played back behind the St. Scholastica net. Saints are going to throw that one all the way down. Icing is going to be waved off as Lanigan gets there first. Lanigan was anticipating the giant hit from Blake Holmes, and Holmes kind of sidestepped it. Jackets got control of the puck and tried to clear, but it's not going to come out. Chung in the high slot. Sends that one over to the left wing. Hunter Hansen plays it deep. Saints with good jump here in the first 90 seconds of the second period. Now the puck is flipped back out into the neutral zone. Controlled here by Hansen, and he's going to dump it back into Yellow Jacket territory. Brennan giving chase, Lanigan leaning on him. Puck is behind the net now, coming out with it, Brody Giroux. He's got it right circle up top for Foose at the right point. Left point Olsen, back across for Giroux going to the net. Now the puck comes in front. Jackets able to get control, and Kagawa comes away to center with it. Over to the right wing for Riddle. Jackets need a line change. They were on the ice for a long time. Olsen now comes out with it and feeds that one ahead for Hansen. It's going to come all the way down, and that works out great. Now it ends up being an icing call.
They'll get their line change now, and they won't have to rush to do it. With a bonus of an offensive zone faceoff. Yeah, good opening sequence there for St. Scholastica. Great puck possession, winning races to pucks. Jackets were chasing the game there for the first 2 minutes of the period. See if they can change that now.
That's going to go all the way down off the face-off and come the distance. Saints will get that line change now. The Jackets did the job for him by winning that face-off a little too robustly. At center, Roosevelt with speed across the red, gets it on the backhand, flips it in and gives chase. He gets away from Sam Olsen, leaves it for Ishmael right corner up top. Whitehouse right point, lets a shot go, and that one blocked in front. Nickerson from the right corner, feeds Ishmael. Ishmael now gets it to the front of the net. They just kept moving out of the way and let him get to the front. Unfortunately, he kind of whiffed on the shot a little bit. Now the puck loose left side of the net. Roosevelt overskates the loose puck. Suppin's got it for the Saints. He'll flip it to neutral. Bouncing puck taken by Panzer. He comes across the line on the left wing. Tried to center, but that one hits a skate. Left wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone now. Suppin throws the punch at the head of Liam Whitehouse. Play continuing on. Ishmael on the left wing is going to chip that one out to center. It's going to come down into Saints territory where Yellow Yarvi's got it. Over to the left wing, and that's going to be chipped into the Yellow Jacket zone. Bergstrom. Ahead at center, Roosevelt. He was a little flat-footed, had to reach for that one, not able to control that one. Picked up again and dumped back down into Yellow Jacket territory. Bergstrom behind his net. Onto the left wing for Austin Paul. Almost calls him Colton Bates. Seeing number 29 out there. Roosevelt tips it into the Saints zone and heads off for a change. Jackets don't get it deep though, and the Saints coming back 3-on-3. Across the line they come. Long shot taken by Rosso. That'll be grabbed and held by Jack Boschert. We'll get a face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone. Definitely not the start the Jackets wanted to the second period.
No, not connecting offensively and really not playing physical enough in the defensive zone either. Kind of soft on some pucks. Jackets got to find their identity now.
Soft, I think, because they've had really long shifts to start this period.
Yeah, puck chasing for a long time will do that to you.
Puck on the left wing boards. Pejos gets away from the check of Danziger, centers for Shuchuk. That one pops up in the air. Jackets had the play whistle dead here on a hand pass.
Yeah, bouncing puck there, and the Saints batted it out of the air directly to one of their teammates.
So that'll
bring a lot of bouncing pucks tonight.
It's like they're not frozen.
Yeah.
It's
they got a lot.
Anything kicking off the boards, anything that hits a skate, it immediately starts bouncing.
Yep.
Not quite to the level of Super Bowl, but nonetheless, tough to handle that puck when it's moving around like that. Pejos in the neutral zone, dumps it into Yellow Jacket territory behind the goal. Ryder over to the right wing for Austin Paul. Well, one of those passes, too, that's 100 miles an hour and waist high. Your winger can't do anything with that. Danziger for the Jackets has it here. Clears it to the neutral zone. Saints turn it right back over. Sights now across the line. Right circle takes the shot, blocked. Ryder got a piece of that. Now Reed Stark up the left wing. Carries into Saints territory. Shuchuk runs him into the boards on the left wing. Stark digging away for it there. Got it to the front of the net looking for Cade Shea. Unfortunately, Saints Scholastica intercepts. Chung feeds that one ahead. Jackets break that one up, and off the bench here, this is Yermolnik across the line. Alexei Yermolnik throws that one across for Blake Holmes. Left circle, takes the shot, looking for the stick of Austin Paul in front. Now one's going to end up in the right corner. Now up top, Brennan with a shot from the right point. That one doesn't go either. Cade Shea, left wing corner. Jackets sensing they have a tired crew on the ice for the Saints. Unfortunately, Yermolnik couldn't handle the pass. That's going to be dumped back down in the Yellow Jacket zone. Gunderson on the right wing. Whiffs on trying to dump that one deep, and it comes back out into the neutral zone. Puck comes all the way back into Saints territory. Sam Olsen throws that one ahead. Jackets break it up. Shea over to the right wing now. Across the line, Pedersen takes the shot. That's blocked. Jackets poke it back down below the goal line. They've strung together a couple of good shifts here and have been able to maintain some offense. Puck comes to the left wing corner, St. Scholastica zone. Rosso gets there, backhands that up the middle. Gunderson stood up at the red line beautifully by Bergstrom. Jackets will regain control now and play it back over to the left wing side. Bergstrom tries to force a pass through two players to Pedersen. That's intercepted. Sam Olsen back the other way. Bouncing puck in front, kicked away by Boschert. Jackets go to clear, and that one rifled up into the St. Scholastica bench. I don't question Dusty Bergstrom's decisions too often, Jason. I have to question that one.
Yeah,
you had a wide open guy right here.
Yeah, that was a rare mistake there. Hung on to it for a long time before he did it as well. So it's a long cross ice pass, and he really stared it down. Made it pretty easy for the Saints.
Everybody in the building knew where he was throwing that one. Face off to Boschert's right, 13:53 to play, second period. Jackets up 1-0, each team with one shot so far in this second period. Bergstrom high off the glass, takes a good hop, comes into the Saints zone. Yellow Yarvi up the right wing to Hansen, now in the middle for Lanigan. Lanigan carries down low, centers that one for Giroux in the slot, but he fanned on the shot. Jackets regain control now, and Kagawa on the left wing clears it to neutral ice. Hansen right back in for the Saints. They'll play it down behind the net. It's going to come around. Palfy from the left wing fires a sharp angle shot. Boschert with the stop. Riddle on the right wing. Has to absorb a huge hit over there as he's getting worked over by Lanigan and Giroux. Puck comes loose. Played over now into the slot. Lanigan gets flattened, or excuse me, Giroux flattened in the... Oh, come on. They're going to call the Yellow Jackets for a penalty there. The Saints bench yelled first, and then they made the call.
I'll be curious to see what they
What
decide
is
to
the call? That was a...
White House will be the party sent to the box.
And he's
I'm
questioning
not
it,
gonna say guilty party.
and I don't blame him. I mean, all he did was hit the player.
Still no indication of what the penalty is.
6:58 of the second period is the time. I mean, I don't know. And the way they're conversing right now, it's like, are they...
I mean, he put him down hard, and his arms were definitely moving as he did it. I mean, he put him down, but...
He had one hand on the stick, so it wasn't a hold. It wasn't a grab. I mean... I don't understand what the penalty call is here, and
this is like a guy goes down hard and a team starts yelling.
They're calling a high stick.
Okay, I mean his arm came up high, I guess. I don't know.
Boy, oh boy, I don't like that call at all. At any rate, the Saints going to the power play for the third time in the game now.
Good to see Giroux up and skating back to the bench. He looks no worse for the wear.
I don't know what else Liam Whitehouse is supposed to do there, so...
Yeah, I can't really find any fault with that if I'm the coach.
Nope.
I was just, we're begging for him to, get more physical, and he got physical, Looked like a good play.
6:58 of the second period, the time of the penalty. Puck in the left wing corner, Shuchuk sends it up top for Chung. He'll settle the rolling puck down. Feeds Shuchuk on the right half board. Shuchuk stick handles right circle, sends it up top. Seitz left point, in the middle for Chung, back to Seitz. He skates it down to the left circle, loses the handle on the puck. The Yellow Jackets have a chance to clear, but it was out of the reach of Pettersson. Now Panzer over to the right circle, Shuchuk, stick handles up top. One-timer Chung, that hits traffic in front, goes off Danziger. Now the puck loose behind the Yellow Jacket net. Danziger using that long reach. Pokes it over to the left wing corner. Tried to clear it. Comes to Pettersson, and he's going to sweep that all the way down the ice. Yellow Jackets are going to quickly change all four killers here as Riisanen comes out and plays it for Chung. Now up the middle for Suppin. Isaac Suppin starting up ice. Crosses the Yellow Jacket line on the left wing. Gets knocked down. Blake Holmes wraps that one hard around the boards, and Roosevelt tips it to neutral as we pass the 8-minute mark of the second period. 1-0, Yellow Jackets leading. Wyatt Wurst for St. Scholastica. Gives it to Hansen on the right wing. He dumps it deep. It comes behind the Yellow Jacket net left corner. Brody Giroux back on the ice, so clearly feeling okay. Took Bergstrom into the boards, but the Jackets able to clear. They will change all four penalty killers again with half a minute to go in the minor penalty to Liam Whitehouse. Hunter Hansen up the left wing with speed. Poke check by Danziger. Dauphiné going after the loose puck. Now here's a steal shorthanded by Ishmael. Ishmael, great play by the Saints to poke it off the stick, but that's going to be a penalty. Penalty shot, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Ishmael with the steal. Had the breakaway. The defender only had the one play, and that's to sprawl out and try to sweep it away. And it's going to end up being a penalty shot for the Yellow Jackets.
He did get the puck first, and in the old days, the adage used to be if you got the puck first, even if you took down the players, sometimes you could avoid the penalty, but that's not the case anymore. And he got the puck, but then he got Ishmael. Ishmael ended up going crashing into the goal after that.
Yellow Jackets gave up the penalty shot last night. Tonight they'll take one. The last time they attempted one, November 21st of 2023 against Concordia, Wisconsin. It was Gavin Rasmussen who took it. So last night, Kobe Grant made the save. Tonight, Ishmael will try for the shorthanded goal on the penalty shot. He picks it up at center, carries it in the left circle, comes to the middle, fakes, goes to the forehand, and he scores! What a nifty move. I thought he was getting in too tight, but he was able to pull it back to the forehand and slide it home. It's a 2-0 Yellow Jacket lead.
Dirty dangles there. Riisanen bit hard on that move to the backhand. Ishmael pulled it back to the forehand and tucked it in low to the stick side.
8:47 was the time of the penalty shot goal. It is a shorthanded goal. That's two for the Yellow Jackets this year. Holy moly. I did not see for the Saints who took the penalty.
I didn't either.
So I'll have to backtrack on that. But in a moment, interesting nugget coming your way. Face-off controlled here by the Saints. They dump it in. Final seconds of the power play are going to tick off. That'll go all the way down. Wicked hop off the end board. Reasonen wasn't ready for that. Able to settle it down now. And the Saints dump it back the other way. It comes into the Yellow Jacket zone behind the net.
For your Yellow Jackets on the penalty shot. His first goal of the season and 7th of his career. Number 23, Chris Ishmael. That's Ishmael.
So Ishmael on the penalty shot puts the Jackets up a pair. In the neutral zone. Brennan breaks it up. Pedersen dumps it in and gives chase. He runs into Foose behind the net. The puck gets past Foose, comes around to the left wing corner. Saints clear. Bergstrom knocks it down. Sidesteps the check of Francois and then dumps it in. Settling a rolling puck down, you look up and Matt Francois is 100 miles an hour right at you. Stark on the right wing has it for the Yellow Jackets. Almost had his pocket picked. Got it to Francois. Then Francois behind the back pass. Intercepted by Olsen and he'll clear. Now the Yellow Jackets coming back the other way. Austin Paul. That pass out of the reach of Stark. It comes all the way down and it'll be icing on the Yellow Jackets. So I'm seeing Lanigan, the guilty party they called cross-checking.
Well, definitely couldn't have been cross-checking.
No, I'll give it to Lanigan, but it was a trip.
It was a diving lunge, and he swept his arm and hit the puck first and then cut his feet out from under.
Yeah, so there's no cross-check there. So I'm going to go with tripping as the penalty. Regardless, that doesn't matter. Last time the Yellow Jackets scored on a penalty shot. Take a guess, Jason.
2021.
January 27th, 2012.
Oh, my.
They missed 5 between then and tonight. Puck cleared out to the neutral zone. Saints play it with a glove, and that's going to be a hand pass. That'll bring the face-off all the way back down in the Saints zone. 9:35 to play. Second period. Yellow Jackets with the 2-0 lead. Yeah, you got to go back. I remember it well. You got to go back to January 27th, 2012 at Stout. Josh Kessler is a name from many years past from Yellow Jacket lore. Got hauled down on the breakaway at UW Stout and came down thinking he's going to do some kind of a goofy move or whatever. He picked it up at center ice. He skated right at the goalie. Never even looked at the puck. Just stared the goalie down. I don't know what, he clearly knew where he was going to go. Skated right at him, stared the goalie down, and just rifled it over the glove.
Nice.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was incredible.
The goalie was probably looking for a move, too, I
guess.
Yeah,
he just skated straight. I'm like, why not? Why not?
When I think about interesting penalty shot candidates, I think about Brian Ralston.
Oh, the ceiling scraper.
Who had a style all of his own, just consistently coming in and just firing a slap shot from between the circles.
Just wire it. Yeah, that was the last one. So nearly 13 years ago, the last time a Yellow Jacket scored on a penalty shot.
Well, let's put the Jackets in really good position here at the midway point of this game. Not a good first half of the second period for UWS, but they've come out of it extending their lead by a goal.
Face off in the Saints zone. Declan Young's got it. He'll wrap it over to the left wing board. Saints are going to send that the distance. And that's going to be an icing call. And it'll bring the face off back down deep in Saints territory with 9:26 remaining here in period number 2. Yellow Jackets wearing the road jerseys today because I guess St. Scholastica's road uniforms aren't ready yet.
Oh.
I thought that was kind of an interesting take, but okay. Jackets control.
Like aren't dry yet? Or?
No, they don't have them.
They don't have them.
There's a turnover by Ryder. 3-on-2 for the Saints. Palfy mishandles, gets it back, throws it over now to Rosso on the left wing, and he'll chip it down low. Gunderson relieved of the puck by Danziger behind the net. Up the right wing, Nickerson clears that one out. Saints continue to play it. Now they tag up, and the Yellow Jackets will take the free out now and start back up ice. Ryder across the red, dumps it in. It comes behind the net. Over to the right wing boards. Nickerson goes after it. Roosevelt in there as well. Roosevelt muscled off the puck, and the Saints come back the other direction with Palfy leading the rush. His pass broken up by Yermolnik now, and the Jackets have numbers the other way. Riddle throws that one into the slot out of the reach of Roosevelt. 2-on-1 thwarted there. Now from behind the Saints goal, Young throws that one around. There's that hop off the boards again. Comes right to Riddle in the right circle. Let's get wise to that one, fellas. Riddle with some nifty stick handling to the right of the net. Has it taken off his stick. It's going to come back down behind the Saints goal. Declan Young's got it there. Up on the right wing, Riley Giroux clears. Jackets quickly back in transition on the right wing. It's Riddle. Has the stick slashed out of his hand, but apparently, all right. That used to be a penalty.
The Saints have seen enough of his nifty dangling.
Try it without a stick, pal. Dauphiné on the right wing has to wait for Riddle to tag up. Riddle now with a stick, throws it toward the net. Kagawa redirecting that. It hits the outside of the goal. Comes back up top. Dauphiné runs into Lanigan there. It's going to be cleared to neutral ice. Jackets, Brennan jumps right back on the rush. Brennan right circle, fans on the shot. Saints will get it back. Panzer saucers it over the stick of Riddle. Not the one he's using in the play right now. Now the Jackets quickly back on the attack again. Up the left wing, Dauphiné drops it. Shot by Kagawa is going to be swallowed up by Riisanen. He's going to hold on, and we're going to face off here in St. Scholastica territory. 7:23 remaining, second period, 2-0 Yellow Jackets.
Kudos to the Jackets bench there. Like a NASCAR pit stop for Riddle. Lost his stick, and suddenly he was back in the play with a stick and like seconds flat. It was very impressive.
Face-off controlled by the Jackets. Left point now. This is Bergstrom. Went to dump it in and dumped it up into the netting, that is. So we'll do the face-off once again in Saints territory.
Kate Shea working that strong side draw here.
Pedersen on the left wing boards, poked it behind the net. Wyatt Worst getting there first. He'll wrap it around and is cleared out to center by Hunter Hansen. Brody Giroux across the Yellow Jacket line. Jackets break it up and Kate Shea clears to center. Wyatt Worst throws it back in, knocked down by Bergstrom, but then stolen by Hansen. Shea poke checks it off his stick. Puck comes back out to neutral ice. Hunter Hansen for the Saints dumping it back in. On the left wing board, Sauter tried to clear. It's held in by Chung at the right point. Wyatt Worst left point, they score. A lot of traffic in front, and Wyatt Worst had no idea that that thing even went in the net. Once the bench erupted, he put the arms in the air. Saints on the board, it's 2-1.
Hometown kid Nick Lanigan from Duluth was the one who was parked out front, tied up with a UWS defenseman. Did a good job of taking away Boschart's eyes there and allowing that seeing eye shot to get through.
Yeah, he clearly never saw that one. I think it got him on the short side. So 6:45 to go here in this second period. Just the third shot of the period for the Saints.
Number 4, Wyatt Worst. He got an assist on that goal from number 29, Kieran Chung.
So
that's Worst.
The defense pair combining for that goal, and it's now, and you've got a penalty coming. It's going to be on the Yellow Jackets. So not only do the Yellow Jackets give up the goal, now they give the Saints even more momentum by putting them back on the power play. And it's going to be Ishmael to the box again. So a couple minutes ago, things were looking great. Now the Saints going to the power play for the fourth time, and Chris Ishmael to the box for the second time. I believe it was either tripping or slashing. But I've been wrong on those all night. It is a tripping call on Ishmael. Fourth power play for the Saints. They're 0 for 3 at center now. Sights across the line. Pulls up on the right wing boards. Being pestered there by Bergstrom. Panzer picks it up. Carries behind the goal. Feeds it over to Pejos on the left wing. Evan Pejos over to the right circle for Sights. Back up top, Chung. Chung gets away from Dauphiné. Curls it back toward the boards, now up to the right point. Slides it over to the left point for Seitz. Back in the middle now for Chung. Seitz, left circle, walks, fires. It's blocked by Whitehouse. Pejos has it again. Behind the back pass goes through Pedersen up top. Chung now for Shuchuk in the right circle, His pass blocked. Chung at the right point. Over to the left point, Pejos with a minute to go in the power play. 5.5 to play, second period. Jackets up 2-1. Pejos. Right circle, Shuchuk again takes the shot. Boschert will make the save. He's going to hang on, and we'll get a face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone. 53 seconds left in the minor penalty to Chris Ishmael. 5:20 to play, second period. Yellow Jackets up 2-1, coming up during intermission number 2. Sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. The list. Something I've been doing here. 25th year of calling Yellow Jacket hockey games. I put together some little top fives. Tonight we'll talk about the top 5. My top 5 best performances by individual Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
That'll come up during our second intermission, 5 minutes and change from now. Suppin in the right circle, throws it across to the left for Hansen. Now back up top, right point, Suppin. He walks it down, takes the shot, stick save, Boschert. Hansen chops it up to Worst at the blue line. Suppin right circle, Worst in the middle. Suppin right circle. Over to the left circle, Jackets break it up, and Nickerson will send that all the way down. Roosevelt did a really nice job reading that play to pick that pass off. Suppin's pass misses Brody Giroux, so the Yellow Jackets will clear it. Dauphiné's got it now, cuts around one man, fires from the right circle, and it's tipped over the net by Palffy as Ishmael's out of the box. So the Jackets have killed off another one. Dauphiné Hansen up the right wing, taken off the play by Dauphiné. And then the Jackets flip that one up into the rafters. And we'll get a face-off inside the Yellow Jacket line, I believe.
Second time tonight, Dauphiné just found himself suddenly in possession of the puck with a good look at the goal in the offensive zone. Got another good shot there. Unfortunately, it was tipped high and wide.
4:12 remaining here in this second period. Shot 16-9 Saints. Jackets up 2-1. Shot from the right point by Palffy, sticked away by Boschert. Saints kind of putting the pedal down here a little bit here in the closing stages of the second period. Jalo-Järvi loses the puck to Brennan. He's going to flip it to the line, and it does come out to neutral ice. Palffy at his own line, saucers it over to Jalo-Järvi. I said it yesterday in the first game. Turned over now, Riddle takes it to the net. The shot save made by Riisanen, and he'll cover it up. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a larger defense pair than what the Saints have out there right now. Palffy, we've seen him for a few years going at 6'6" and 220 pounds. The freshman Jalo-Järvi, 6'7", 214 pounds.
Some big boys. But Riddle and Dauphiné were able to work some of their magic and use their speed to create despite the size of those Saints.
Jackets win the draw. Danziger, right point, stick handles, takes the shot, it's blocked. Pejos now starts the rush, broken up with the poke check by Danziger. Stark tried to throw that one into the circle. A little too cute there, I think. At this point, let's just start to get some shots on net again and get some zone time. Shuchuk driving the net. Pass from Seitz poked away from him. Jackets back the other way. This is Ishmael 2-on-1 with Stark. Ishmael, Stark, and a big save by Riisanen as Stark took the shot from the left circle. Comes back up top to the right point. Danziger pulls it to the middle. He'll throw that one down low. Right circle now, Ishmael, he's all the way up at the blue line. He takes the shot through traffic, it misses wide. Comes off the back of the net. Stark's got it here. Danziger fires from the right circle, the one-timer, save made by Riisanen. Now back up top, left point, Ryder throws that one down low. Coming out of the corner with it here, Austin Paul. He's going to leave it for Ryder. Tyler Ryder behind the net for Ishmael. Ishmael wraps that one back around. Paul on the right side, throws it back down low, all the way around the Saint net. On the left wing boards, this is Stark. Bergstrom at the left point. Plays that one deep. Comes off the end board. Riisanen out for the poke check there. Falling down was Roosevelt, and the puck is going to be played back out into the neutral zone. Bergstrom pokes it past the defense. No, they get it back. Pejos has his pocket picked on the back check by Reed Stark, and Stark will come back the other way. His pass blocked. Staying with it, Whitehouse. Whitehouse with speed up the right wing into the St. Scholastica zone behind the net. He'll come out left circle. Whitehouse now all the way up top. Leaves it. Bergstrom takes the shot. He misses wide. On the right wing boards are Mulnick up top. Right point, Whitehouse. Stick handles. Walks. Fires. Blocked. He gets it back. Whitehouse. High slot. Stick handles. Dishes it off. Nickerson fans on the shot. Turns on the backhand and shoots, and the save is made by Reasonin. Puck is going to be flipped to neutral ice. Yellow Jackets come away with it. Bergstrom on the rush. It's poke checked off his stick. Sam Olsen for the Saints giving chase, and he's got it. Feeds it for Lanigan across the Yellow Jacket line. Jackets break that one up. It comes back to the neutral zone with 95 seconds to play here in this second period. Puck is behind the Yellow Jacket net right now. This is Liam Whitehouse. Over for Dusty Bergstrom, and he's going to flip that one out to center ice. Wyatt Worst will back it up here. Worst from behind his own net. Plays it ahead on the right wing. Riley Giroux dumping it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Behind the net, Brody Giroux centers for Riley Giroux. That's not going to go. Now Wyatt Worst, right circle, takes the shot, saved Boschert. Rebound picked up by your Mulnick. Now the Yellow Jackets, the team that are caught out there a little bit too long. Bouncing puck. Chung settles it down inside his own line. Feeds Riley Giroux on the right wing. He dumps it in. Left wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone now. Behind the net, Bergstrom. He'll flip that one back out to the neutral zone. Wyatt Worst settling that puck down all the way back behind his net. Comes over to the left wing board. Shea for the Jackets. Plays it deep off the skates of the referee. Sauter behind the net for Pettersson. Sauter battling with Chung. Sauter gets it free. Cade Shea now on the left wing. Up top. Holmes left point in the middle. Brennan takes the wrist shot. That one just misses wide of the mark. On the right wing boards now it's Trey Sauter for the Jackets. Down low for Shea behind the net. Cade Shea now with 10 seconds to play in the period. Gets knocked down. Puck going to be dug free by Chung, and he'll start the Saints back the other way. Chung gets the red line. He'll flip it in, and that's going to bring this second period to a close. So there was a pretty good stretch for the Yellow Jackets there later on in the period, but then that group got tired and got caught out there.
Right, yeah, it was one of the best sequences of the game for UWS. Really a good solid 90 seconds to 2 minutes where UWS owned the possession. That was a nice response to the one goal from Scholastica.
Jackets were up 1 goal after the 1 period of play. They're up 1 goal after 2. Jackets leading 2-1 after 40 minutes. We'll take a timeout and come back with our second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll have a look at this summary of the game through 2 periods of play, and we'll have the latest edition of the list as well. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back at Westman Arena. It's our second intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, and the Yellow Jackets holding on to a 2-1 lead through 40 minutes of play. Yellow Jackets open the scoring at 7:44 of the first period. Justin Dauphiné scoring his second of the year, giving the Yellow Jackets that early lead as he was the beneficiary of a turnover in the defensive zone by St. Scholastica. His first shot was stopped. He stayed with it to score his second of the year, and it was 1-0 Jackets after one. It went to 2-0 at 8:47 of the second period. Jackets were shorthanded. Chris Ishmael broke up a play, had himself a breakaway, got hauled down, and scored on the penalty shot.
Yeah, that was a dandy goal. That was a pretty one. Nice deke. Goaltender bit hard on it, and he was able to tuck it in on the forehand.
I was really getting concerned because he was getting in so tight. And Reason didn't really come out that far. He stayed back in the blue paint quite a bit. So when he got in there and was moving the hands as much as he was, I'm like, he's not even going to get a shot away here. And then the goalie bit so hard, he had a wide open net to slide that thing home.
Especially, at like the midway point of the period, I mean, there'd been a lot of play on that patch of ice. So when you get in tight, you have to start dangling and make it real clean and real tight. Good chance for a puck to hop over a stick or something, but it didn't happen there.
We talked about it in the shootout in the first game today, too. I mean, because the player who ultimately scored the only goal of the shootout for Lawrence this afternoon, he went and picked up the puck and started stick handling immediately and almost lost it at the blue line. And it's like, in a shootout situation, you lose the puck, it's over.
Right.
You don't get to circle back or anything like that. And so he was kind of messing around with the puck and ended up scoring, and you worry about it in that situation too. You're so concerned about making all those stick handling moves, you end up losing the puck and don't actually get a shot away. But Ishmael did. The shorthanded goal coming on the penalty shot, his first. 8:47 of the second period gave the Jackets a 2-0 lead. St. Scholastica would get one of them back at 13-15. Wyatt Worst scoring his first goal of the season from Kieran Chung to make it a 2-1 game. Really good job of the Saints getting traffic in front on that goal.
Right, big Nick Lanigan, a Duluthian, 200 pounds, 6'2", had big frame in front of the goal there. Took away Boschert's eyes, and the puck was past him without him even really realizing that the puck had gone past him.
17 seconds after they score the goal, Jackets go shorthanded again. Concerns you a little bit, but the PK coming through there now 4 for 4, killing out penalties in the game, which as of right now I believe puts them over 90% on the season. Shots on goal in the second period. St. Scholastica had 8 for a 2-period total of 18. Yellow Jackets had 7 for a 2-period total of 12. You want to see, okay, I'd like to see the Jackets getting a few more shots on goal. They're not really giving up many shots. Aside from on the power play, 6 of the 18 shots for the Saints coming on the power play.
And most of those shots that came on the power play in the second period for the Saints were not high-danger shots. There was one instance I can remember in particular where Pedersen just stayed in the lane, took away the pass, gave Boschert a good clean look at a wrist shot that was at the top of the circle. Easy save. They really did a good job of making most of those shots on the power play low percentage shots.
Penalties in the game so far. The Yellow Jackets have been penalized 4 times for 8 minutes. St. Scholastica 2 times for 4 minutes. We mentioned St. Scholastica 0 for 4 on the power play. Yellow Jackets technically 0 for 1 because the penalty shot does not count as a power play. So the Yellow Jackets 0 for 1 with the man advantage, but again, the shorthanded penalty shot goal. Second short of the year for the Yellow Jackets, second one in as many Saturdays. So it's Coach McKenna's teams typically don't score a lot of shorthanded goals, so the fact that you got 2 in the month of November, all right.
That's a great start.
It's been a good game so far for Jack Boschert. He's looked very strong in net, only giving up that 1 goal, 17 saves for him.
He's been really, really good. Every puck that he's seen, he's stopped tonight.
And even a couple that he didn't see,
Right,
he's managed to
good
stop.
point.
Unfortunately, the one he didn't see ended up getting in the net. And that's why we have a 2-1 Yellow Jacket lead after 40 minutes of play here. It's our second intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll take a timeout, and we will come back with the list. And we'll talk about my 5 all-time best individual Yellow Jacket performances during my broadcast career. So it doesn't count anything when I was a player here. It doesn't count anything when I was a coach here. It is all as a broadcaster. So we'll have that coming up right after this timeout. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Second intermission here at Westman Arena. Championship game of the 2024 Superior Showdown, sponsored by Subway, has the Yellow Jackets in front 2-1 over St. Scholastica after 40 minutes of play. Yellow Jackets going for their second consecutive win in the Superior Showdown, and something that, frankly, this is year number 7 of the tournament. They've only won the thing once. You know, I joked about it for years being the Marion Invitational because they won 4 of the first 6.
Yeah, it was nice of you guys to be such good hosts.
I know, and thankfully they quit coming this year, so we didn't have to worry about them this time around. But at any rate, want to talk a little bit. The list is what I've called it. This is my 25th year doing hockey games here on KUWS, which blows my mind. Where did this time go?
You should have a special patch, 25th anniversary, John Garber calling games.
Feel free to design it. Maybe I'll put it on a hat. It'll be on sale in the online store starting Monday. But first one of these that I did was the best games that I had the chance to broadcast over the last 25 years. Today we're going to talk about my top 5 best performances. And really they're in no particular order with the exception of the first one. And it was I was a veteran of a month doing play-by-play at this point. It was back in 1999 in the Final Four. The Yellow Jackets were out at Norwich to play Norwich. And this was the year that it was going to be the All-Vermont Final, Norwich and Middlebury. Middlebury was in the process of winning their 5th. They beat the Yellow Jackets in the championship game. More on that in a moment. But the semifinal game against Norwich, setting the stage. 2 years prior to that, in the Final Four at Middlebury, we played Norwich in the semifinal. We beat them in double overtime. And probably only by the grace of God and Dave Gratian did we win that game. Gratian set an NCAA record with 69 saves in that game. It has since been broken, but 69 saves in a championship, a Final Four tournament game. And Brian Barker scores the winner in double overtime. We go to the final, lose to Middlebury in the championship game 3-2. Life stinks. You're unhappy. Life goes on.
But afterward, you realize that's
pretty cool.
Run.
Yeah, pretty good run. So then we get to the the semifinals in 1999. Norwich opens their beautiful new building, Kreitzberg Arena. And we sat and watched Middlebury beat RIT, who is now a Division I program, in the first game. And then the second game is us. And great building. It's brand new. Final Four. All-Vermont Final. Middlebury's already there. We're going to pound Superior and everything. And Steve Wiggins showed up. We end up beating Norwich, 4-2 in the game. Steve Wiggins with a hat trick. Wiggs scores the first 3 goals in that game, and Wiggs wasn't the most fleet of foot guy, but he had a couple goals in that game where you're just like, where did the speed come from, Wig Dog? Because it was there. And so he scores the hat trick. The 4th goal coming from Chris Wilson, who went on to play Phil Ricotta in the movie Miracle. But it was that was an outstanding performance by Steve Wiggins. He asked Coach Nelson about it. To this day, he's going to say the Steve Wiggins game. We don't even call it the Norwich game. We don't call it the NCAA semifinal. It's the Steve Wiggins game. Wiggins with the hat trick. Absolutely incredible performance. Senior year for him. Guys, get on the back. We're winning this game.
A performance so good, he was able to name the game after himself.
Exactly. So, unfortunate for him, not so many hat tricks. He needs a hat rack. He only got the 1. But the 3 goals were perfect. That was in 1999. Go back to 2017, Coach McKenna's first year. Yellow Jackets had a miserable year. And we go to the first round of the NCAA, or the WIAC playoffs. We're on the road at Stout. Team captain Anton Svensson does the whole get on my back thing, guys. We're not going to lose this. We had lost on Friday. Got to win Saturday. Got to win the mini game. And Tone goes out and sets the tone and ends up potting a hat trick. It's the second time that season that Anton at Stout scores a hat trick on the road, and the Yellow Jackets end up winning the game.
Wow.
So he scores 3. Jackets win it 4-1. He had 3 goals and an assist. We get to the mini game. Bruno Berzaitis scores in overtime of the mini game to push the Jackets into the second round, where they got just obliterated by Stevens Point. We won't
But it was all house money.
But it was house money at that point, exactly. 2009, right here at Westman Arena, NCHA semifinals, Yellow Jackets at St. Norbert. Pre-game interview, I'm sitting with newest Hall of Famer Braden Desmond, having a conversation with him. Desi, how you feeling? And he goes, Gars, I feel deadly.
Okay.
All right, then. He was deadly. Jackets win that game 3-0. He goes out and pots 2 of the 3 goals. I actually remember the goal call in the second one when he said, I exactly that. How do you feel tonight? I'm feeling deadly. He absolutely was. Great performance by Braden Desmond. River Falls 2014 NCHA semifinals. Dane Belfour. Honorable mention to Dane Belfour for the consolation game at the Prime Link in 2013. He gets the start against Norwich. Heavily favored Norwich. We beat him 3-0. Belfour with the shutout and had the most incredible assist of any goaltender I've ever seen in the game. Norwich ices this is the honorable mention. Norwich sends it down. Would have been icing. He comes out to play it. The Norwich guy comes off the bench and sees just him and a goalie, and the goalie's out past the hash marks. Guy's coming flying at him 100 miles an hour. He toe drags the Norwich guy, who then toe picks and slides into the corner, and then rifles a pass up to the other blue line. Boom. Cody Hodgkin with the goal. Yellow Jackets are up 2-0 at that point. Brilliant pass by the goaltender. But anyway, this one going back to 2014, the Yellow Jackets are in the actually same year because he was only here for the 1 year. But NCHA semifinals, we end up going down to River Falls. Jackets won the first round series here at home, end up there. River Falls was the conference champion that year. Jackets probably had no business. And we end up sweeping. And he gets both wins in that series because he had kind of taken over the starting job there. He was on a little bit of a run. He played the hot hand at that point in the season. And he definitely had the hot hand. I want to say, I should have done my research on this. If I go back and look at the those 2 games, I think he finished with something ungodly like 92 saves on 94 shots in the 2 games. It was an incredible weekend performance by him. Dane Belfour, fantastic. 2016, Jordan Duzak, opening weekend. Yellow Jackets, first weekend of Coach McKenna's tenure here. And we played Northland on Friday and Finlandia on Saturday, so not exactly world beaters. But Doozy comes out, this is his senior year, and puts up 10 points.
He was on pace to finish the season with like 80 points.
He puts up 10 points, back-to-back hat tricks. He scored a hat trick each night and had a 10-point weekend. Jackets scored 19 goals. He factored in on 10 of them. Wow. So incredible performance by Doozy there. Unfortunately, I think he scored 6 goals there. He only ended up with the year like 8 or 9. So he kind of fell off after opening weekend. But
he used them all up.
Absolutely incredible performance by Doozy in that opening weekend. And you're like, wow, senior's going to get off to a heck of a start here. Absolutely incredible. So those would probably be my top 5 individual performances from my time calling games here at UW Superior.
I like it. That's a good list.
More on those throughout the course of the season. Favorite rinks, least favorite rinks, favorite captains, all that kind of stuff.
The lists go on and on.
There's plenty of lists.
In 25 years, you've accumulated a few of them.
The all-time Yellow Jacket killers. Oh man,
that won't be a fun episode.
It's a painful one, because it goes all the way back to the beginning with basically anybody who tends goal for Stout, or up to the modern day Leo Bacala from Eau Claire. Who I swear, like, half of his career points have come against us. Like, they scored 1 goal here last Friday. He assisted on it. So, yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff in the memory bank, and we'll visit some of that over the course of the year. It's fun to go back and think about some of that stuff. At any rate, back here at the ranch, both teams coming back to the ice for the start of the 3rd period. Taking a look at the shot chart, Jason. Still not liking what I'm seeing, but not quite the desert in the house there in the 2nd period. Jackets were finally able to get a little bit inside.
Yeah, still lacking what we'd like to see in terms of high danger chances for UWS, but it was better than the first period when there were literally only like 1 or 2 shots in a prime scoring area for the Jackets. So making some progress there. Got a 2-1 lead going into the 3rd period. Saints come in here on a 4-game winning streak. Jackets won their last game. We'll see what team extends their winning streak and what team sees it end tonight. I got a question for you. So Jackets are the home team. So for the purposes of what happens here in the 3rd, what happens if this like extends beyond that? It's just like the home team, right? Jackets are the home team.
Yeah.
Okay. Despite the uniform.
Despite the uniform,
Jackets
they are the home team. Yes,
okay.
And they are attacking from left to right here in the 3rd. Colin Pedersen's got it. He'll start ahead to center, dumps it in, did not have the red, but the linesman says, not close enough, we'll play on. In the right wing corner, Sauter up top, right point, Whitehouse fires, tipped in front, the save is made by Riesenen. Puck goes to the left wing corner. It comes up to the line, Bergstrom couldn't hold the zone, played it back in, but the Saints quickly back on the attack with Pejos, flattened in the circle, a giant hit from Liam Whitehouse. Behind the Yellow Jacket net now Bergstrom. He's going to be on the receiving end of a shot from Pejos. Not happy with getting knocked on his backside. Jackets get control. Bergstrom takes a slash there, but is able to clear that one out into the neutral zone. Pejos unhappy and letting anybody who's in a black sweater know it at this point. In the neutral zone, Chung tips it into Yellow Jacket territory. Danziger behind the net. He gets rubbed up along the wall. Lanigan recovers the puck. Kagawa on the left wing to clear, but not out. Now the Yellow Jackets, Danziger feeds it ahead for Dauphiné. Dauphiné is relieved of the puck. And the Saints will come back the other way, 3-on-2. Brody Giroux across the line, right circle for Lanigan. He whiffs on the one-timer, and Bosher will drop down and cover that one up. Face-off coming up here in the Yellow Jacket zone.
A little troubling to see all three UWS forwards just stuck in the forward gear there, even as that puck started to bounce around between the hash marks and looked likely to be turned the other way. We don't want to get in a defensive shell here, but at least one of the forwards needs to keep an eye on that and be ready to come back and be in a defensive position.
Face-off controlled by the the Saints here rather. From the corner, Lanigan saucers that one in front. Jackets go volleyball style to clear that one out of the zone. Bouncing puck at neutral. Hunter Hansen's going to flip that one back in. Comes up now Olsen, left point, stick handles, takes the shot, tipped by Hansen off the left post, and it hits the outside of the cage. Now in the left wing corner, Brody Giroux up top for Olsen, the one-timer misses wide. Up at the right point, Yellow Yarvi plays it down low. Ryder goes off the left wing boards. That's going to come all the way down. And it is going to be icing. Heard a lot of yelling, so that maybe one of them was yelling no and waving it off.
Yeah, the crowd mics did a great job picking that up. More conversation than usual coming from ice level on that, what turned into an icing.
Face-off will be to Boshert's left. It's controlled by the Saints. Quick shot from the bottom of the circle by Shuchuk is swallowed up and held by Boschert. 17:46 to play here in the third. 2-1 Yellow Jackets.
Jackets getting to change their line now after being trapped out there from the icing call.
Great face-off win by Roosevelt. He sprawls out and holds it, or sweeps it around the defender. Puck gets to the line. Big check by Roosevelt in the neutral zone. Yellow Yarvi doesn't like it and delivers a couple of cross checks. And that one's going to end up being an icing call again on the Yellow Jackets.
Braden Panzer took the brunt of that one from Roosevelt, who took a nice big run at him there. Caught him a little bit from the side. I think he could have made an argument for charging possibly, boarding possibly, but you know, he slowed down just enough and got just enough of a side angle on the player that it was a good hard check.
Jackets coming up ice now on the right wing. Nickerson pokes it past the defender. Yellow Yarvi catches up to it and tried to center, but Palfy deflects it over the goal. Left wing side, Roosevelt. Yermolnik up top, right point. Brennan couldn't handle that pass, and it's going to come back into the neutral zone. Yellow Jackets are going to be forced to regroup here. Holmes flips that one ahead. It's going to bounce down into Saints territory. I think he wanted Nickerson, but he was peeling off for a line change. Puck comes back down in the Yellow Jacket zone. Blake Holmes ahead for Austin Paul. He gets it to the Saints line, but no further now. And Rosso back the other direction for Emmett Wurst on the left wing. He tips it in. Holmes chops it around for Stark on the left wing boards. Now ahead, nifty pass there, and he's got Ishmael in the middle for Paul, and he'll backhand that down into Saints territory. Austin Paul giving chase. He gets thrown to the ice. Puck underneath him as they're digging away for it. Paul really getting pitchforked there by Emmett Wurst with the puck underneath him, and finally a stoppage in play. Ishmael didn't like that one bit, and frankly, I don't blame him.
Yeah, Claus was keeping a close watch on that, and you could tell he was like one pitchfork away from blowing it dead, and then that one more pitchfork came. at that point you had to protect the player who was down on top of the puck.
And to add insult to injury, the faceoff will come outside the St. Scholastica blue line. 16:27 remaining here in the third. 2-1 Yellow Jackets. Whitehouse from the neutral zone rips that into Saints territory. Chung lets it go. Gunderson's got it there, and he'll flip it out to center. Rosso picking up speed. Has it in the right circle. Rosso into the high slot for Wyatt Worst, but he mishandles. Stark takes it away from him, and he'll clear it back out into the neutral zone. Puck tipped back into Yellow Jacket territory. Saints will change as Dusty Bergstrom has it behind his net. Over now to the right side. Liam Whitehouse here. Whitehouse back over. Bergstrom up the wing for Stark. He tips it in. Riisanen puts it right onto the stick of Cade Shea. Shea couldn't quite handle that one, however. Trying to skate it out. Jackets break up the play. Sauter centers that one. Wanted Shea, but that was just a little bit behind him. And back the other way come the Saints. Seitz for Shuchuk on the left. He throws it behind the net. Sauter bumps into Chung, gets the puck free, and he'll play it ahead on the left wing out of the reach of Shea. It comes all the way down. That's going to result in an icing call. And a face-out coming back here in Yellow Jacket territory. Shots 20-12 favoring the Saints here. 2-1 Yellow Jackets leading. Dauphiné and Ishmael for the Yellow Jackets. Face-off rolls in on goal. Seitz poking away, trying to get that thing out from underneath the glove of Jack Boschert, who's been really good tonight.
Boschert's been good. The music has been good in here tonight. We're hearing a menagerie of songs that we don't typically hear in a bar.
Well, she's kind of living in the, in the classic rock folder here, almost the oldies folder, you know?
I'm liking it.
I mean, a trio of Rolling Stones tunes followed by the Beatles. Somewhere Mama Garv's loving the musical selection tonight. Puck in front of the Yellow Jacket net. Pejos turns and fires, and a save made by Boschert. He'll hold on to that. And we'll get another face-off in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Great chance for Pejos.
Yeah,
there.
Jacket's a bit haphazard defensively there.
Yeah. Excellent look from between the hash marks for big number 72.
Jackets getting schooled in the face-off circle here in this third period, too. They will get control finally and clear it. Sam Olsen pressured quickly by Kagawa. It's going to come to neutral, and Hunter Hansen will rip that one down into Yellow Jacket territory. There's that hop off the boards again. What happened in that corner between last night and today? Now Kagawa ahead for Riddle. Cuts it to the middle, fires, he misses high. Comes off the end board, right back up the slot. Jackets unable to get a stick on that. It comes around behind the Saints goal into the left wing corner. Riddle bounces off Lanigan, then gets knocked to the ice as the puck comes back the other way. 2-on-1 developing for the Saints. Brody Giroux walks it to the net, a shot, and he scores! Yellow Jacket defense just kept backing in, and Brody Giroux with a neat bit of stick handling has tied the game.
This is a beautiful goal by Giroux. He made the play, chipping it off the boards around Blake Holmes, and then just kept cruising in and tucked a backhander. It looked like top shelf. Beautiful goal.
Yeah, the D just kind of kept collapsing back, and Giroux, as they kept collapsing back, they gave him a shooting lane. He took it, faked forehand, went backhand, and went over the right shoulder of Jack Boschert. Heard the iron hit as well, so off the post and in. Second of the year for him. We got a whole new game here.
He got an assist from number 15, Nathan Lanigan, and number 23, Hunter Hansen.
Hansen and Lanigan, the helpers. 2-2, 14 minutes to go here in the third. Sup in on the right wing, plays it behind the Yellow Jacket net for Panzer, who's tied up. Roosevelt comes out with the puck now, and he'll start the Yellow Jackets back the other way. Roosevelt up the left wing, across the line, dumps it in. It comes around to the right wing board for Nickerson. Gets past Nickerson, however, and the Saints are going to come back on the attack. Panzer across the red line, dumps it in. Picked up behind the net here by the Jackets, Danziger. Over to Nickerson on the right side. He'll flip that one ahead to center. Ishmael wins the race to the puck. Ishmael now behind the net. Ishmael cycles it back to the right wing corner. Danziger's got it there. Behind the goal for Ishmael. He lets it go. Ryder plays it deep. Ishmael behind the net again. Will fire it around. Up to the right point. Danziger. Stick handles. His pass is going to be intercepted by Riley Giroux, and he'll flip it back the other way. Circling the net now, Ryder. Uses the pick from Francois. Jackets got away with one there as Ryder speeds behind the Saints goal. Wraparound attempt, and that's going to be stopped by Reason, and puck was in the blue paint for a moment. But now Alessio Rosso back the other way for St. Scholastica. Rosso dumps it in as he stood up by Brennan. Now the puck comes right into the slot. Saints play it back up top. Chung takes the shot. That hits traffic and ricochets wide. Brennan again tries to flip that up the right side. That's not going to go. Second attempt, that does go. Bounces down, lands in front of Reed Stark. Saints poke it past him. Jackets, Paul gets it, dumps it back into the Saints zone. They'll come right back in transition. Seitz, Pejos, back for Seitz going to the net. Takes the shot. Save is made by Boschert. He didn't corral the rebound right away. And now the Jackets, Stark sends him back the other way with Cade Shea. Shea still looking for his first point as a Yellow Jacket. Ties up his man along the end boards. Austin Paul out of the left corner, throws it on net, save made, rebound was there for a moment, but a nice defensive play by Chung sends the Saints back 3-on-2 the other way. Across the Yellow Jacket line, Shuchuk tried to one-time that, but he whiffed on the shot. Now Jackets back the other way. Up the right wing, Shea across the line, leaves it there for Blake Holmes. Right wing corner, Holmes throws that in front, it hits a skate, puck loose at the right side of the net. Chung's got it here for the Saints. He'll play it behind his back and then flip it up to the line. Glove down there by your Molnick. And the Jackets are going to be whistled for an offside. With 11:40 to play here in the third period, Yellow Jackets and Saints tied 2-2. And at some point, Jason, I need to start seeing some shots on goal.
Yeah, they're just not able to get any shots on goal. No high danger chances. This offside came at a good time for the Jackets because that group was tired. So now they can get off the ice. And hopefully this very offensive-minded line with Kagawa and Dauphiné can generate something because there's been precious little for UWS in this period.
Puck gets past Danziger, comes down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Ryder up the left wing. That pass behind Kagawa, it comes all the way down, and that's going to be icing. I wish I would have tracked the number of icings on the Yellow Jackets here tonight because there have been a ton.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of time spent defending and chasing the puck. And
chasing the game is tiring.
Yeah, it tires you out, and then when your moment comes to try to create some offense, you don't really have that extra gear to do it.
Saints win the face-off. Hunter Hansen with a shot that got deflected over the net. Lanigan tried to center. That one broken up. Yellow Jackets, Danziger flips it off the glass to center on the left wing. It's Riddle across the line. His pass for Dauphiné picked off by Lanigan. Lanigan's going to send that the other way. Hansen wins the race to the puck and picks it up behind the goal. Danziger now chases him as the puck comes back around the boards to the left wing corner this time. Dauphiné loses the puck. Lanigan recovers for the Saints. Feeds it over. Hunter Hansen, right circle shot. Boschert the save. He'll hold on, and we're going to get a face-off with 11 minutes to play here in the third period. Yellow Jackets and Saints tied 2-2.
And that was an example of it. You burned through that entire shift of your offensive-minded players not having any time in the offensive zone, and now they have to change.
Roosevelt will take the draw to Boschert's left. It's going to be Blake Holmes picking up the loose puck, wraps it around to the right side. Nickerson tried to clear, it didn't come out, but Roosevelt does clear, and he comes back the other way with speed. Roosevelt across the line, takes the shot, the save made, rebound shot, and a glove saved by Reason, and again. Now it comes over Roosevelt left side, and he redirected that one wide. At the left of the net, Nickerson with an opportunity, that doesn't go. Ishmael up top, Brennan fires and just missed wide to the right. Now behind the net, Roosevelt wanted to go to Ishmael on the right wing, but that one's going to be cleared, and it comes back down at the Yellow Jacket blue line. Holmes feeds it ahead for Brennan, and he'll dump it in. Best flurry of the period for the Yellow Jackets there. Good things happen when you get into the net. Ishmael on the right wing. Sidesteps a check, 2-on-1 for the Yellow Jackets. Ishmael takes the shot. Reason and makes the save, and then he'll hold on to it with both Francois and Austin Paul looking for the loose puck.
Ishmael, the lefty, coming up the right side, so he had a really good shooting angle. Looked like he tried to look Reasonen off there over toward his wing, which was Francois, and then kind of fire a no-look shot at the blocker side. Got just a tiny little bit more belly than he wanted there. Almost got it to sneak through between the blocker side elbow and the body. Good shot.
Ah, the 7-hole.
Yes, 7-hole.
10:08 to play in the third. Face off to Riesenen's left. Jackets come out of the circle. Stark had it for a moment. Now he's got it back right circle. Reed Stark looking for a lane. Can't find one, so he leaves it there. Wasn't expecting the puck to come back his way. Wyatt Wurst has it. He goes to clear. Held in. Bergstrom, left circle. Takes the shot, and he misses it high and wide. On the right wing. Stark up top. Whitehouse, puck bouncing around the top of the blue paint. Saints able to clear it away from trouble. Whitehouse holds at the right point. Pulls to the middle. Takes the shot. It's blocked. Wyatt Wurst to clear. Yellow Jackets regaining control just outside the St. Scholastica line. And Dusty Bergstrom will rifle it back in. That dump is too hard when you have all your guys changing like that. You give them a free breakout. Ryder from behind his net wraps it around the left side. Sauter can't clear. Ryder tries the right wing side. Pedersen chokes up on the stick, and he'll chip it out to the neutral zone. For the Saints, Pejos gets it to the Yellow Jacket line where Danziger breaks that up. Now the Jackets get it back, and it's going to be flipped in. Pedersen sends it deep. Sauter from a sharp angle out of the left wing corner. Basically was standing on the goal line. Rips that one in on goal, and the save made by Riesen, and he'll hang on. 8:57 to go here in the third. Yellow Jackets and Saints tied 2-2.
Seen a nice little push here from the Yellow Jackets over the last 2.5 minutes of this period. Hopefully they can sustain it. Kind of a bad time for the media timeout, frankly. At least from the Yellow Jacket perspective.
But it gives us a chance to say, if you're a Yellow Jacket fan looking for great team gear, visit the official Yellow Jacket sideline store. Browse all the current styles of Yellow Jacket apparel and accessories, including the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear. Find the sideline store at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop.
So with this tournament format, should this game remain tied at the end of regulation, what happens?
Overtime.
5-minute overtime?
Correct.
And then
because you still have to play it straight up.
Right.
So it'll be a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime, and then if nothing's decided there, you go to a shootout.
But it's a tie.
It goes in the books as a tie, correct.
If it
Yep, like the third place game today between Lawrence and Dubuque, that goes in the books as a tie.
Yep, so we'll declare a tournament champion one way or the other.
Yes, we will.
But there is potential that this could end in a tie, regardless of what happens in the shootout. Not an emotional tie, but an actual tie.
Shots 24-18 favoring the Saints. 8:57 to play here in the third. We're tied at 2. Face off in the St. Scholastica zone to the right of Eino Riesenen. 16 saves for him. Shea in to take the face-off. Jackets win the draw. Sauter lost the puck. Shea swipes at it. Can't get the shot away. Ryder over to Danziger. Danziger has to deal with a player falling right into his skates. He was able to get it down low, however, for Trey Sauter in the corner. Sauter comes out of the right corner up top. Pedersen at the right point. Over to the left point for Ryder. He'll play it deep. Cade Shea behind the net. Comes out with it. Circles back toward the board. Gets away from the check of Chung. Now it comes up to the right point and gets past the reach of Danziger, and that'll come all the way down the ice. Yellow Jackets are going to be forced to regroup and go 200 feet. Danziger plays that one up on the right wing for Riddle. He's in a foot race with Sam Olsen. Olsen wins it, and it's going to be icing. Face-off coming back down in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Close one there. Riddle tried to use every ounce of speed that he had, but just couldn't quite make up that step advantage that Olsen had. The long reach. Icing ensues.
Face-off to the left of Boschert. Shea in to take the face-off. Tired group on the ice for the Yellow Jackets here. Saints win the draw. Foose from the right point gets it through. And Boschert will make the save. No rebound. Now the Jackets will get that line change that they're looking for.
Dauphiné come on to take the draw here on his strong side to the left of Jack Boschert.
Saints win it. Lanigan to Foose. Up to the left point, Olsen. Back to Lanigan, left circle. Throws it in front. Save is made. Boschert. Jackets get the rebound, and Kagawa takes off 3-on-2. Slides it over to the right wing for Riddle. Now to Dauphiné going to the net. Takes the shot, and the save is made. Rissanen comes back up the slot. Holmes with a shot, and that one's going to miss just wide of the mark. Kagawa in the left wing corner. Gives it behind the net now for Dauphiné. Centering pass. Riddle was in the vicinity, and it got past him. Then comes all the way down the ice. Puck's going to be played back ahead at center. Dauphiné sends it in. Palfy behind the net, pursued by Dauphiné, who takes it away. Saints get it back. 7.5 minutes to go here in the third. 2-2 the score. Brennan from the neutral zone plays it in on goal, steered away by Riisanen. Clearing attempt held at the left point. Now it comes in the left circle. Quick shot taken from between the dots by Roosevelt. Is blocked and ends up in the right corner. Alexei Yermolnik battling for it there, as is Nickerson. He passes behind the net now. This is Roosevelt. Roosevelt on the right wing for the Jackets. Carries all the way to the line. Forced to play it back down the boards. Nickerson all the way to the corner for Yermolnik. Sam Olsen knocks it away from him. Back up to the right point. Whitehouse shot blocked. Nickerson right circle shot blocked, and then he gets flattened. He's slow getting up too. It comes to the line. Held in there by Whitehouse. Jackets holding the line. Whitehouse feeds it over. Bergstrom. Roosevelt back in front. Never did get a shot away. And we're going to get a whistle as the puck was underneath the defender. Awfully close to the blue paint there, which would have been a penalty shot again. Yellow Jackets are talking to the referee going, I'm not sure that was actually frozen all the way.
Right, that felt like an anticipatory whistle there.
But Sean Hauser says, doesn't matter, I blew it.
Yeah.
And the face-off will be in the Saints zone. Good shift by the Jackets there, though, Jason.
Yeah, good puck possession, working hard, and to the Saints' credit, they're blocking shots.
Jackets control the face-off for a moment, but Chung digs it out for the Saints, and he'll clear it. Ryder chasing it down, leaving it along the end board for Danziger, up the right wing for Austin Paul. He tried to chip it up the boards, but that's not going to come out of the zone. Saints hold. Worst long shot, save Boschert. Ryder clears up the right side, and it's sent out to neutral ice by Paul. Wyatt Worst backing it up here for the Saints, plays that one ahead. Now Rosso on the right wing. Sharp angle shot goes through the front of the net. Jackets try to draw a penalty there, I think. Austin Paul may have flopped a little bit. As the Jackets get control now, Stark. Up the right wing for Paul, now back for Stark. Jackets offside there, so they're going to have to tag up, and Saints are just going to back it up. 5:45 to go here in the third. 2-2, Jackets and Saints from Westman Arena in Superior. Up the right wing, Pejos has it taken from him, and it's cleared back to neutral. Now Chung again. Sidesteps the check of Brennan and dumps it deep. Jackets get it there, try to clear. It's going to be held in. No, it's going to hop the stick of Seitz and come back out to the neutral zone. Puck's played in on the right wing. Seitz gets around Sauter. Lost the puck, however, and Blake Holmes will start it back the other way. Holmes now leading the rush. Holmes across the line. Jackets narrowly avoid the offside. He dumped it in, but nobody in a black sweater pursued that loose puck. Goes off the skate of Sauter. It's loose in the right circle. Saints come out with it here, and back the other way they come with Pejos up the left wing. He's knocked off the play by Whitehouse, and the Jackets will clear it back the other direction. Foose ahead for Lanigan. Lanigan now across the line, a shot, and Boschert makes the save. Got a shoulder on that and got it up into the netting. And we're going to face off here in the Yellow Jackets zone. Down to 4:40 remaining here in the third. Jackets and Saints tied 2-2.
High rising rocket of a snapshot from Lanigan there. Boschert had to fight that one off a little bit. That was a tough save.
Yeah, got on him in a hurry. And he was able to fortunately get that one with the shoulder as we mellow it out here. Back to 1991, Lenny Kravitz. 8 and over till it's over. Interesting choice right now. Just waiting for Don't Stop Believin' to be played. Right wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone. Giroux's got it. He's knocked off the play. Danziger coughs it up, but Kagawa recovers and feeds Riddle. Drops it for Danziger. 4 back for the Saints as Danziger dumps it in. Kagawa giving chase. He missed the puck. Kagawa gets it back. Left wing corner, Kagawa sends it up top. Ryder plays it deep. It comes around the boards to the right wing side. Dauphiné wins the race. Tried to get it to Riddle, but it hopped on him. Chung's got it, and he'll start it back the other way as we pass the 16-minute mark of the third period. Jackets and Saints tied at 2. Jackets turn it over. Lanigan. He's got it on the right wing. Throws it deep. It's going to come all the way around to the left half board. Up top for Wyatt Worst. He dumps it down low. Boschert going to be content to cover, and we'll get the face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Yeah, that was the end of the line for that group anyway, so probably a good choice by Boschert to go ahead and freeze that puck. Get a fresh group on the ice. 3:42 left to go in the third.
It'll be Roosevelt taking the draw. Saints win it clean. Olsen at the left point, walks it down the boards, tried to throw it to the net. Nickerson blocked that. And Holmes knocks Olsen down. The puck comes back up the wall. Suppin will play it deep. Holmes tips it behind the net. Now Brennan comes out with it. He'll go off the left wing glass. It did come out, but Suppin able to kick it back in quite literally. Jackets feed it to Roosevelt, who cuts through center now. Crosses the St. Scholastica line. Nickerson throws it to net. Save is made. Big rebound there, but the Jackets couldn't get there in time. Holmes takes a shot from the left side that misses wide. Brennan from the right point. Sends it down low. Roosevelt out of the right wing corner. Gets poked off his stick, and the Saints are going to come back the other way with 3 minutes to go. It's Panzer coming across the Yellow Jacket line. Feeds Suppin. Right circle shot blocked by Holmes. Now from behind the goal, this is Brennan. He'll start it up ice. Sam Brennan for the Jackets. Passed it right onto the tape of Wyatt Wurst, who starts the transition back. Suppin across the line. Throws it to the middle. Bouncing puck. Shuchuk's got it. High slot. Payos with a shot. Save Boschert. Back up top now for Chung. Over to Shuchuk right side. That shot gets blocked. Yellow Jackets play it up the boards on the left wing. Yermolnik gets it to center for Austin Paul. He settles it down, and he's going to flip it in. Comes down behind the Saints net now. They quickly play it up the right wing. Seitz, rink wide on the left. Shuchuk, he'll tip it in. Whitehouse ties him up and he centers it for Seitz. He scores. Yellow Jackets got lulled to sleep and didn't even see Jake Seitz coming down the slot. 2:11 to go in the third. Saints lead 3-2.
The mirror opposite of what happened in these two teams' earlier confrontations where the Jackets got the late goal. Here the Saints get the late goal with the trailer coming into the play. No one picking him up, and he picked the top corner.
Beats Boschert up high. 3-2 Saints now, 2:11 to go. This is not how it was supposed to go, and now the Yellow Jackets are going to call their timeout. That silenced things pretty quickly.
Yeah, this has not been a masterpiece here in the third for the Yellow Jackets. Obviously giving up 2 goals in the period, and aside from a few segments of the period, have really been chasing the game. And kind of go back and rewind that play a little bit earlier. Brennan with the soft play through the neutral zone, kind of casual, kind of soft, has a chance to get the puck in deep and start the attack, and instead puts it right onto their stick, so it's a quick reload for the Saints coming back the other way, and things just kind of continued to slide downhill from there.
Shuchuk and Chung get the assists on the goal by Seitz. His third. He had one yesterday as well for St. Scholastica. So 2:11 to go. The Yellow Jackets got some work to do now as they trail 3-2. Roosevelt out to take the draw here. It's controlled by the Jackets here. Dauphiné. Jackets going with 4 forwards here now. Boschert speeds to the bench. Extra attacker on, and the Saints are going to clear the zone. Dauphiné up the right wing for Nickerson. He sends it in. Chung in the left corner. Gets it up the boards, and they're going to sweep that out to neutral ice. Tyler Ryder over to the right wing for Nickerson, who mishandled the pass. He's able to get it ahead for Pedersen, who dumps it deep. Chung along the end board, bumped into the wall by Roosevelt. 90 seconds to play. Up top to the right point, Dauphiné. Down the boards, Roosevelt has it poked off his stick. Roosevelt on the right half board, dumps it down low. It's just going to keep rolling around the braille here. Along the end board now, it comes back to the right wing corner. Roosevelt up top, right point, Dauphiné holds the zone. To Ryder, shot blocked. Ends up in the left corner. Taken there by Pedersen, but it took a bad hop off the boards, and the Saints are going to get it and clear. The Yellow Jackets are going to have to regroup at center. Behind the net now, Tyler Ryder. Leaving it here for Ishmael. Ishmael starts up ice. Ishmael picking up speed. Dumps it into the St. Scholastica zone. First one there, Jack Foose. Jackets dig it free, however, and then they turn it over, and that'll be sent all the way down. Goes to the right wing corner, and that's going to be icing on the Saints with 41.1 seconds to play in the third period.
Even if this doesn't produce a goal for UWS, I like the decision to get Boschert out of there as early as the Jackets did in favor of the extra attacker. As difficult as it's been to generate quality scoring chances tonight, I don't think there was any sense waiting any longer. They had to go for the advantage.
Face-off will be to the right of Riisanen. Jackets win the draw. Holmes over to Riddle. Now Stark, right circle, fires. That got blocked. Clearing attempt knocked down on the right wing by Francois. It comes up to the line. Riddle at the right point walks it to the middle. Now feeds Francois. Back up top for Riddle. Ishmael, top of the right circle. Now in the right circle, it's Stark. 20 seconds to go. Stark, stick handling. Gives it down low for Kagawa. Back to Stark. Up top for Holmes. Holmes walks it, takes the shot. That just misses wide left. Now it comes back up top again. Ishmael over to Stark. Right circle. He tried to shoot before he had the puck. And that's going to do it here. Saints are going to hold on, and they're going to get the victory. Final score, 3-2. And St. Scholastica is the champion of the 2024 Superior Showdown, sponsored by Subway. And for the Yellow Jackets, a squandered opportunity after you build that 2-0 lead.
Yeah, that one's going to sting a little bit. Have a lead like that. Would love to be able to at least carry it into the third, but got it shaved in half right at the end of the second period there, and then gave up the only 2 goals of the third period to end up losing on home ice in your home tournament to your crosstown rival. That's a disappointing finish to this one. There'll be plenty to look at on the film. A lot of block shots for the Saints in the third period there, really through the whole game.
They blocked 15 in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they got in front of a lot of shots. Credit to them for that. Also, a little bit of UWS got to do some soul searching.
One here tonight, and unfortunately for the home team, they come up on the short end. Still not able to string those wins together. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one. That's kind of been their recipe all season long. Jackets are a Friday night team. 4-0 on Fridays, struggling in every other day of the week. Final score tonight, 3-2. St. Scholastica wins. We'll take a break and come back with this postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Westman Arena. It's the post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy, and it comes on the heels of a 3-2 win for St. Scholastica over the Yellow Jackets here tonight, Jason. And we talked about it a little bit here. The Yellow Jackets coughing up another lead. That is something that they have done this year. They did it at Bethel. They had a 2-goal lead in that one. The tie game against St. Olaf here on a Saturday night, they had the lead in that one. You know, basically every game this year, with the lone exception being, I think, the Stevens Point game last Saturday, the Yellow Jackets have had a lead, and twice now multiple goal leads that they couldn't hold on to.
And with goaltending as good as the Yellow Jackets usually receive, you'd think they'd be able to lock those games down, but they just haven't been able to. And a lot of it, I think, comes down to the fact that they just aren't able to sustain any kind of attack. It's the old best defense is a good offense in certain instances, and UWS just cannot. In these games that they struggle or they lose or they blow leads, they just have a hard time sustaining any offense and generating enough good scoring chances to deliver that knockout punch.
Yeah, they have a hard time sustaining forecheck. They have a hard time generating opportunities. They have a hard time getting those shots on goal. And that's, I think, the big thing to me is they're getting outshot, and that's fine. But, you know, they're just not generating enough of those. Enough of those chances here, and Brian Meisner has been kind enough to come on up. Test that mic for me quick, will you?
Test.
Whoa! Okay, that's very loud.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Very loud and clear. But at any rate, Mouse, thanks for coming up here. I know this is a tough one tonight. Again, second time this year, 2-goal lead, and Jackets can't hold on to it.
Yeah, that's not good. You know, Saturday night woes continue for us, but, you know, it's frustrating because I thought we did a lot of good things tonight. I heard you guys talking about shots, and I agree with you. Like, we're not getting the volume of shots. You know, we definitely had some quality shots, but then we missed some shots too that we can't miss if we're going to win, right?
Right.
So that was, you know, something we're emphasizing on the bench. But, you know, give Scholastica credit. They came back. You know, they didn't quit, and we didn't either, you know. I mean, it was a tough battle. It was a good game.
It was a good hockey game, yeah, and I'm going to keep hammering on the shots here a little bit too, because I feel like, and then you look at the numbers, it's not that big of a difference between the two teams. I feel like your team gets way more shots blocked than they actually block. You know, and maybe that's just you're not giving up the you don't need to block some of those shots because of the distance or whatever, but I feel like there are so many chances that the Yellow Jackets have that they end up getting blocked.
Yeah.
How do you work through that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, obviously, it's something in my 5 years we've been trying to correct and get better at, and you know, we work on it every week. But yeah, we get into a game and we're hitting shin pads that, you know, we shouldn't be hitting, and I don't know. If I had the answer, I'd make a lot of money. But you know, in all honesty, like, there's sometimes too we gotta get pucks deep, we gotta get pucks to sustain pressure and to keep the forecheck going, and we end up shooting in the shin and out it goes. So I mean, those are killers for us.
I mean, essentially that was the game-winning goal.
That was the game-winning goal.
You have a soft dump there that doesn't get deep enough, the transitions right back.
Well, that and the fact that we give up
got lulled to sleep a little bit there. Puck watching.
Shot from the slot, like that was the first period. That killed us in the first period, right? You know, how many shots inside the house did we get?
There was a lot,
and we counted 8. Rich drew it on the board. Second period, 1. Okay, that was the difference, right? And then third period, well, the most important one we gave up. So it's frustrating, no doubt about it. Our guys are frustrated. Coach is frustrated. I mean, we're all frustrated.
So where do you go from here then?
Yeah, what can you do? Just go back to work, right? You just got to keep working and go back to conference play. And you know, I think Rich last year, he told me that was his first time he's won this tournament, right?
It was, yeah. Yep.
So he got the monkey off the back.
One time in 7 years they've won this thing.
Yeah, so that was good. But you know, and obviously playing your rival, and you know, that's you know, we were pretty jacked up. I think in the first period we were really emotional, played on a lot of emotion, maybe too much emotion, and it was really close to getting out of hand on our end. And then we calmed down a little bit, played better, and then the third period, it goes back to, you know, Garves, I think we talked about last night. Are we playing to win or playing not to lose? It seemed to me we're playing a little bit not to lose, but I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about that looking at the third period, where it kind of felt like there just wasn't enough offense to get that knockout punch, because it was sort of feeling like, well, we can ride this one out 2-1. We know we have good goaltending,
right?
So let's just ride it out, and changes the instinct a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't think, you know, it's obviously on the message we're giving to the guys. And
Right.
then there were some shifts that we dominated too, right?
Yes.
You know, and then we should have scored, really, you know, but we didn't. And then it was kind of like, well, okay, that's not working. I don't know. That's what I'm just going through my head right now, and I don't know. We have to figure it out.
Yeah, there were like two 90-second sequences, two separate 90-second sequences in the third period.
Yeah.
That were just beautiful.
I know,
you were all over them. Like
Yeah.
you said, you get the goal there, and it's a whole different story right now. So you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater either.
Exactly. And, missing our captain tonight is a big loss for our bench. He's been outstanding. I don't care what his points are. He's just a leader, and these guys follow him, and, we missed him. And that's not an excuse. I'm not making an excuse, but, we get Petey back, and you see the difference he makes. And,
right.
I thought our lineup was really, really good. I mean, Rosie was outstanding.
He had a good game today, yep.
Unbelievable. So, anyway.
Maybe you should play him at center more often.
Yeah, I would love to.
All right, I know it's always tough to come up after a loss, so thanks, Mouse, for coming up.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Yellow Jacket assistant coach Brian Meisner following a 3-2 loss to St. Scholastica in the championship game of the 2024 Superior Showdown, sponsored by Subway. And let's jump now into our post-game summary. Typically I take a break here, but no reason to. We'll just jump right into the summary. Yellow Jackets came out a little bit on the slow side in the first period, got outshot 10-5, and I think it was probably, you're still looking 8 minutes left in the period. They only had 2 shots on goal. Fortunately, one went in.
Right.
And it just happened to be a rebound, so both shots coming in the same exchange.
Yeah, strange situation there for UWS. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Dauphiné just found himself with the puck on his stick a couple times on some random turnovers. It just materialized on his blade, and he made the most of it in the first period.
Yeah, Dauphiné took the initial shot, worked his way right into the goal crease, basically, and it was kind of like the tying goal where we backed off and let St. Scholastica just have the lane to the net. They did the same thing there on the first one, just gave him the net.
Right, there was only one defender back, and it was a 2.5-on-1 for UWS, and that defender just kept backing up, really trying to take away the pass, which is, kind of what he should do in that situation, try to make sure that they don't have a backdoor pass, let the goalie take the shot. But what ended up happening, to Dauphiné's credit, is he drove to the net and, kind of shoved the puck in. So
second of the year for Justin Dauphiné, unassisted at 7:44 the first period. Jackets were in front 1-0. In the second period, things got a little bit interesting as the Yellow Jackets were shorthanded. And then a turnover at the blue line. Chris Ishmael gets a step on the defense. He gets hauled down with a cross-checking penalty, apparently. And he's awarded the penalty shot. And I was a little concerned on the penalty shot that he was running out of real estate, but he knew what he was doing. Beautiful move.
Yeah, first thing, before he even took the shot, he was on a full flight rush, got taken down. He had to catch his breath. And I thought he did a really nice job. Everybody, like the bench, the coaches, everybody, did a nice job of slowing things down and buying as much time as they could for him to catch his breath before he had to take the penalty shot. And I noticed he kind of he took a little skate, nice and easy, and I noticed the referees were kind of okay, come on, it's time to come back.
Enough of the delay.
You could see he was just trying to slow it down, and then ended up taking full advantage with a dirty dangle, really in tight and tucking that goal home. Huge goal. I mean, just such a swing in momentum. You're shorthanded. You're trying to kill a penalty with a 1-goal lead. And all of a sudden, now you're up 2-0.
Yeah, Ishmael on the penalty shot, shorthanded penalty shot, 8:47 of the second period. Jackets are looking good, up 2-0. Then St. Scholastica got one later on in the period, 13-15. Wyatt Wurst, his first of the season. Good traffic in front of the Yellow Jacket net. Jack Bosher never saw it.
Yep, never saw it till it was past him. Nick Lanigan was parked right in front of him. Defenseman was doing what he could to clear him out of there, but it's just one of those things where the timing, the defenseman actually did clear Lanigan through, but it was just perfect timing by St. Scholastica. When they fired the shot, he wasn't able to see it.
2-1 Jackets after 2 shots on goal in the second period. St. Scholastica had 8 for a 2-period total of 18. The Yellow Jackets had 7 for a 2-period total of 12. Then in the third period, the Yellow Jackets really skating in quicksand out there. They just could not sustain anything, and it felt like out of the 20 minutes, 17 and a half of it they were chasing.
Right. They probably won 4 minutes of that period, and those 2 segments were 2 separate segments. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to win the game.
Saints tied up at 5:35. Brody Giroux scoring his second of the season from Lanigan and Hunter Hansen to make it 2-2. Beautiful goal by him, and it was, like I said, it was the opposite of the Dauphiné goal this time. The Jackets backing off and giving him the path to the net.
Right, he started it and he finished it. He chipped it off the boards, did a little self-pass off the boards, and ended up picking it back up, beating a defenseman, driving it in, and taking a really nice shot to score.
Yeah, the backhand lifting it up over the shoulder of Jack Boschert for his second, 2-2 at that point. And then at 17:49 of the third period, the Yellow Jackets give up the game winner. Jake Seitz scoring his second of the tournament, third of the season. Tristan Shuchuk, 5-point weekend for him. And Kieran Chung getting the assist to make it a 3-2 game. And we go back to that dump in from Sam Brennan. He didn't get it deep enough. He put it right on the tape of Wyatt Wurst, who started it back the other way.
Right, and the puck comes back, quick reload, and then, a few things happened in between that failed dump in and the eventual goal being scored, but it was just mostly a sequence of bad things for UWS at that point. And then I'd love to see the video again to see why that trailer was so wide open. Was it in the midst of a line change, so there wasn't a player to pick him up? Or
I just think guys were puck watching.
Yeah.
It's easy to get hypnotized by the puck.
Yeah, because it was deep. It was
below behind
the
the net,
line,
basically.
Behind the net,
and credit to Shuchuk because he was wrapped up on the play. I don't remember. I think it was with Blake Holmes. He's wrapped up on the play, but he stayed with that puck and made a really nice pass out front.
Yeah, put it right on the tape, and then, of course, the Scholastica player buried it. Took a great shot.
Top shelf he goes. That's the eventual game-winning goal, 3-2 St. Scholastica. Jackets with a little bit of a late push. They got Boschert out early, and they kept the puck in the offensive zone for the bulk of that 2.5+ minutes. Unfortunately, they really didn't generate anything again in the house. It was a lot of perimeter puck movement.
Right, and every shot that they did take seemed like the Saints blocked it. So, I think talk with the coaches about how do you avoid those blocks. I suppose one of the first things you talk about is a little quicker puck movement, but, it's not easy. Late in the game, there's a lot of snow on the ice. We've talked at length about the boards. You can't necessarily count on an indirect pass off the boards.
Nope.
So, it's a challenging thing, but I like the decision by the UWS coaches to get Boschert off early. It had been difficult to generate scoring chances. They did what they had to do, and they ended up at least generating some sustained attack time in that last 2 minutes. They just unfortunately couldn't get that last one past the goalie.
Shots on goal in the third period. St. Scholastica 12 for a game total of 30, so now 5 times in 8 games for the Yellow Jackets. They have surrendered at least 30 shots on goal. You heard Coach McKenna talk about it. Well, it's a bit deceiving based on where the shot comes from and, kind of the way the game is played now. Yeah, maybe 30 isn't all that many shots to give up. But on the other side, they only had 21. Right. And I'm going to keep banging on that drum that they are just not generating the shot opportunities that you need to win games.
Right.
You know, and you can say, well, we get better quality and not so much the quantity. Well, at some point though, you got to start putting more pucks and more bodies at the net.
Right. You can make that quality argument if you're finishing everything, but right now they're not finishing everything. So definitely need a little bit more volume and a little bit more finish, so we can get these 2-goal performances more to that race to 3 or 4 goals that'll probably win you these games.
Jack Boschert sustaining his first loss of the season. His record falls to 3-1 on the campaign. 27 saves for him. At the other end, Aino Risanen making 19 saves. He will get the win, and his record on the year now stands at 5-3-1. Saints have only lost 1 game since they lost that game to the Yellow Jackets a few weeks ago, so they're playing some pretty good hockey right now.
Yeah, now on a 5-game winning streak.
Yellow Jackets falling to 4-3-1 on the season, while St. Scholastica improves to 6-3-1. Final score here again, St. Scholastica 3-2 over the Yellow Jackets. We'll take one more break, come back and wrap it up right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Final segment of the post-game show here tonight. Post-game show, as always, is sponsored by Synovus Energy. And time now to take a look at the three-star selection for this one. So go ahead.
Sitting there with a 2-0 lead, and you're thinking, okay, well, who are all the UWS stars going to be? And then as it turns out, we ended up having to make some changes to that list. But the third star tonight is from the University of Wisconsin-Superior, junior forward Chris Ishmael. He had a pretty solid game. Obviously scored the shorthanded penalty shot goal that we talked about. That was a biggie. He also tied for the team lead in shots tonight with 4. He was 4 of 5 in the face-off circle as well, and just played an all-around good game. There were a handful of Jackets that you could have put in that category. I mean, we talked about Rosie as well. I mean, a lot of guys played really well tonight, so he kind of carries that whole group of players that, you know, there were 4 or 5 that you could have looked at and said, oh yeah, they were good tonight.
Okay, Ishmael number 3.
Second star goes to Scholastica sophomore defenseman Kieran Chung. He ended up with 2 assists tonight as kind of the offensive defenseman. He's a little bit high risk out there, but you know, he brings some things offensively that help that team. So tonight was a night where there was more reward than risk out of Chung's game.
Okay, so number 2 is Kieran Chung, and the number 1 star tonight.
And you mentioned it just a bit ago. First star tonight is Tristan Shuchuk, junior forward from Scholastica, scores the game-winning goal and had one. Oh, sorry,
he assisted on it.
Assisted on it.
Does that change things?
Well, let's see. Yeah, well, what I liked is you mentioned he had how many points did he have on the weekend?
He had 4 last night.
So it was like a 5-point weekend, so we're going to give it to him. I mean, you mentioned it before the game, too. It's like, well, that top line, I mean, they put all their eggs in that basket. And he helped carry some of those eggs today, and, you know, I think you could have picked kind of anybody from that group, and they all factored in there. And I mean, Seitz, yeah, I look at it now. Sorry, Seitz had the game winner again with that group, and
he had a 3-point game yesterday.
Yeah, and Payhost was, you know, he had some chances today.
Right.
Let's see, check this. Did not hit the score sheet. Payhost. So the 2 wings on that line were spectacular. So there you go. At any rate, a night that unfortunately there's only 1 star on the UWS side.
That happens sometimes, though. Number 3 star Chris Ishmael, number 2 Kieran Chung, and the number 1 star Tristan Shuchuk. Yellow Jackets are back to the road next Friday night as they head down to River Falls for a date with the Falcons. UW River Falls, the number 1 team in the WIAC, heading back into this little, I guess, early stretch. You know, you've played a lot of non-conference games, had 1 conference weekend so far. Now the next 4 for the Jackets are going to be in WIAC play, and it'll start next Friday night at Hunt Arena in River Falls. The Yellow Jackets and the Falcons, a 7:05 face-off, 6:30 pregame show right here on 91.3 KUWS. Then they'll be back home next Saturday as they play host to UW Stout. Again, 7:05 face-off there, 6:30 pregame show. Chris Allen, my engineer, back in the studio. Bradley Lillis was our producer here for Yellow Jacket TV. For Bradley, for Chris, for Jason Rohn, I am John Garber, reminding you final score here tonight. Yellow Jackets falling to St. Scholastica. Final score is 3-2. Want to thank you very much for joining us this weekend, and hope you will join us again next weekend as the Yellow Jackets jump back into WIAC play. Thank you very much, and good night from Westman Arena.
Let's put our stamp on this region. All right, let's do it emphatically.